Hey, welcome to the Electronic Gaming Mostly podcast.
Bitch.
Yes?
It's been a long time.
What?
But boy, do we got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Mark us safe from the coronavirus. Let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah. Safe from the coronavirus. I mean, I could have had it already. I don't know. I was really sick for like a week and a half, right around the time that it was starting to come around.
First thing I want to do.
And I had just gone to immigration to like watch a bunch of people become citizens along with my wife. So, you know, there's a lot of Chinese people there. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm going to go through all these articles because even though I haven't been playing Destiny or paying attention to it, there's been a lot of problems. I still see it pop up in my Facebook news feed. So let me find the first one. Destiny 2 glitch gives Titans insane melee damage forever.
Sounds like Titans.
Why some players are unhappy with the new Devil's Ruin exotic quest. Long story short, it takes about half an hour.
Of course it does. They all take about a half an hour.
Bungie delays Destiny 2 patch that would have fixed bugged exotic EDZ obelisk. So they were going to release a patch, and then they didn't, even though that patch was just supposed to be a fix for a bugged exotic.
Oh.
Destiny 2's Wild Corridors of Time puzzle ends with lackluster reward. Huh. Crazy. Who could have saw that coming?
Weird. Like that's been the whole fucking game.
Former Destiny 2 gameplay specialist perfectly nails the game's problem. That was a good one.
Oh.
Basically, all the shit we've been bitching about is what this guy said.
Yeah.
Give people a reason to play instead of threatening them with that fear of missing out thing. Destiny 2 down for emergency maintenance patch after patch removes players' items. Ooh. Yeah, people lost silver and shit. Destiny 2 disables broken exotics again, even though Bungie, quote, fixed them. Destiny 2 Season 10 likely to be PvP focused. Wah, wah, wah.
You are fired!
Destiny 2 Empyrean Foundation XP glitch offers fast season pass rank progress. Oh no, I bet you they fix that really quick. Destiny 2 sword changes will deal huge blow to speedrun community. Well, we can't cheese the swords anymore. Destiny 2 rollback is complete. Servers are back online. Yeah, they had to roll back like a day or two to fix some bug that broke things. And everyone's progress got reset by a day.
Yeah, rollbacks are the worst things that can happen. I think.
This one's great. Destiny 2 gets second rollback ever because devs reintroduced the same bug that broke the game last month.
It's like you fuck up the game and break shit for people, but then you also roll back. It's just assaulting the wound.
Destiny 2's new approach to armor mods has a big catch. So they're overhauling the armor again already. While player seasonal mod slots can now use mods from different seasons, a Bungie community manager clarified that this backward compatibility has a 3-season limit relative to the armor's launch season. So an armor piece from Season of the Undying, for example, can slot Undying mods, Season of the Dawn mods, Season of Opulence mods, but it will not be able to slot next season's mods. Forcing people to recycle their armor, basically.
Like, it's so
new
dumb.
Destiny 2
Why do you have
cutscene.
to constantly change your shit up?
Because it doesn't fucking work. It just doesn't work. New Destiny 2 cutscene has players concerned about Season 10. Their concern was that everything was going to be a reskin, and it kind of was. Destiny 2 has big changes planned for legendary weapons in Season 4. So let me try to cherry pick this a little bit and get the gist of it. Bungie will aim to keep weapons viable for in-game use for a period of 9 to 15 months. According to Smith, Destiny 2 doesn't give its top-performing weapons the same amount of space afforded to them in the original, and making exceptional weapons in the current game leads to lengthy development cycles for Bungie and guns that stick out in the meta for a long time, like the Recluse SMG's Reign of Terror last year. By limiting in-game viable weapons to a specific set, the studio aims to create a larger set of weapons that feel better to use and won't be hampered down as heavily with testing older guns. Smith goes on to say that weapons phased out by hitting their power limit could come back down the line in some fashion, including having particular traits return to new ones. So basically, your guns are going to have a maximum light level that it can't go beyond. So when a new thing comes out, Bungie doesn't have to worry about balancing old weapons because you can't use them realistically. Destiny 2 lead says they're trying to fix the fear of missing out problem. Bullshit. You just introduced it.
Oh my God. These are so many bad stories. So close
Destiny
together.
2, all gear and activities leaving the game before Season 10. Yeah, well, we knew that was going to happen. Destiny 2 is getting rid of loot boxes. I think that's already happened, actually. No more bright engrams, which is what they fucking should have done, and just let people buy what they want. Destiny 2 developers now working from home amid coronavirus concerns. Yeah, sure.
They were probably working from home a long fucking time ago.
Destiny 2 Season of the Worthy patch nerfs everyone's favorite guns. Destiny 2's latest season is off to a rough start. Every new Destiny 2 weapon has a crucial flaw this season. Destiny 2 Gambit bug is a major problem for the game mode. Destiny 2 Engram's bugged when looking at player gear power level. That's it. Now, I can go through and read you all these, but it's the same fucking story that had just been ignored the whole time we were playing, and now all of a sudden they're news stories. If someone out there is listening to this and you got some pull in the gaming industry, just please go back and at least listen to that 1 4-hour podcast we had called Destiny 2 Shadowkeep is Bad. I think that kind of lays out all the gripes we had pretty well. And this is all the stuff that we saw happening already, and now it's just happening more, I guess, because they have to basically change the game every season. I mean, you give Bungie kind of these intricate changes to make weapon balancing every single season. They thought that it was going to be easier on them, but it's actually much harder. That's it. Any of those really catch you? Do you want me to go into detail?
I mean, par for course with Bungie.
Let's see what this nerf everyone's favorite gun is. Blah, blah, blah. There's the intro. After Bungie put Trials of the Nine on hiatus in 2018, players haven't had a pinnacle PvP activity to really test their mettle. But on March 13th, Trials of Osiris makes its return to the Destiny franchise and its debut in Destiny 2. Trials of Osiris hopefuls can meet up with Saint 14, who will guide them on the experience. Once they have their card, Guardians will battle in 3v3 PvP mode for exclusive Trials of Osiris armor and weapons. The more they win, the more rewards they earn. And they just came out and confirmed that you don't need to go flawless to get the best rewards, which is good, but I know that people are going to be like, that's bullshit. According to alongside Trials of Osiris, Bungie also updated 3 fan favorite maps from the original Destiny: the Anomaly, Cauldron, and Exodus Blue. Players can re-roll their armor. Season of the Worthy, Titan's Code of the Missile is tankier midair, whatever. It's just it's a clusterfuck of nerfs and buffs. And while they're trying to do all that, they're breaking shit. They can't fix it, so they're rolling back or they're disabling certain guns. You talk about the fear of missing out. I mean, I'm surprised more people are just like, can't keep all this shit straight and just give up. Like, at a certain point, I don't even fucking care about all this stuff. Devil's Ruin fixed the bug that allowed pyrogenesis to proc in undetended circumstances, allowing the laser to be fired repeatedly. Lord of Wolves. Release the Wolves now significantly reduces the accuracy of the weapon while active. Reduced stability for mouse and keyboard input. Sword attacks for all sword types have been altered, generally increased in efficacy to account for the energy system.
Give me 1 second. Continue on, because I got some shit to say about Bungie. Okay.
All right. Well, we'll pick another article to dig into. How about this Gambit bug? For a time following its inclusion into Destiny 2 with the Forsaken expansion, Gambit gave players a new way to experience the game by mixing PvE and PvP together into one mode. Since then, the mode has become pretty divisive among players for various reasons, including some who believe Gambit could use a refresh of sorts. While there are those who continue to enjoy the experience, Gambit is not plagued by... Not plagued. I think it was supposed to say Gambit is plagued by a nasty bug that is making the mode unplayable for everyone. Reports began appearing online earlier this week following the Season of the Worthy update for Destiny 2. Players would frequently get kicked from a match and sent back to orbit, or suddenly win the match when the enemy team suddenly disconnected. Many players assumed it was due to things like a spotty internet connection or even server troubles related to the recent update. However, the root cause appears to have been found, and the results are fairly alarming. The community has seemingly discovered that simply leveling up during a Gambit match causes the enemy team to be kicked from the match. On occasion, leveling up won't remove the entire enemy team, only some players, giving the player's team a big advantage. Leveling up is much easier to do at the start of each week thanks to a well-rested buff which grants faster XP progression for the first 3 levels. When combined with the easy-to-complete bounties from the Drifter, Gambit has become unplayable for most, if not all, Destiny 2 players. Of course, something like this is a big problem on its own, as it seemingly makes a big portion of Destiny 2 basically unplayable and adds on to the already growing discontent among players. However, things take an alarming turn when considering how easy it is to force a disconnect, giving griefers a very easy opportunity to score easy wins or hurt other players just for the sake of it. Bungie is aware of the issue, as community manager Damage04 confirmed that the team is investigating, though there's no current timeline in place for a fix. Considering how many bugs slipped into this game during last season, this isn't a great look for Bungie. This compounded by the fact that the bug is triggered by bounties, a very sore spot with the community right now, as many players feel that bounty farming is a major issue in the current iteration of Destiny. Gambit is one of the more efficient ways to complete bounties, as many daily challenges can be completed in a single match. With most players racing to gear and power up for Trials of Osiris tomorrow, the mode is likely going to be a bit more chaotic than normal until it can be applied. So, like I said, par for the course. Let's click on this growing discontent. Why Destiny 2 players are upset with the new season. Season of the Worthy arrived yesterday with about as much pomp and circumstance as previous Destiny 2 seasons. The big reveal for this season was the return of Trials of Osiris, a PvP-centered game mode that provides unique rewards for teams that manage to win multiple matches in a row. However, the teasers Bungie posted in the weeks leading up to March 10th certainly made it seem like there was going to be some exciting new content for everyone, and not just Crucible tryhards. It turns out that might not be the case, according to the most recent posts on the Destiny subreddit. Guardians are in an uproar over Season of the Worthy, with emotions ranging from mild disappointment to outright rage. There are a lot of reasons why players are upset. Let's go over a few of the big ones. Emblem tracker changes. With Season of the Worthy came a brand new change that folks weren't expecting. All emblems now have stat trackers on them that keep track of your accomplishments. Previously, this was limited to just a few emblems, but now they all have them to varying degrees. The only problem is, in order to implement these new changes, Bungie had to eliminate all previous tracking data. Players that have accumulated thousands of kills or hundreds of strikes woke up on March 10th to find that those brag-worthy numbers are all gone, and they are very much not happy about it. I'm literally in shock, wrote one Redditor. I'm angry and depressed and speechless all at the same time. Oh my god, really?
Don't want to sound like a dick or nothing, but it says on your chart that you're fucked up. You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
All right, moving on. No new ritual weapons, and the weapons we do have kinda suck. One of the big draws to a new season is new ritual weapons to grind for. These season-long grinds reward players with powerful legendary weapons that often have unique abilities that set them apart from their counterparts. However, this won't be the case this time. Season of the Worthy will technically have one ritual weapon that's locked behind an Iron Banner quest, but that's it. The core gameplay loops of Strikes, Gambit, and Crucible have no ritual weapons at all, and players are finding that to be a massive disappointment. Even more disappointing are the weapons that did arrive with the new season. While the new Seraph weapons certainly look cool, data miners have determined that the perk pool that these weapons drop with is decidedly lackluster compared to even the previous season's time-lost weapons. Players don't want to grind for a bad weapon, and this just adds more disappointment to Season of the Worthy's new offerings. People are tired of the bounty grind. When Shadowkeep arrived last October, it brought with it a new way of gaining power. The seasonal artifact made it so Guardians received a temporary power boost whenever they gained seasonal levels, making some of the hardest content in Destiny 2 that much easier. The best way to gain XP became grinding out repeatable bounties in order to gain as many seasonal artifact levels as possible.
Which is lame.
Yes. With Grandmaster Nightfall set at a staggering power level of 1060, the seasonal artifacts' temporary levels are more important than ever, and it seems that some players are getting burnt out on just doing endless bounties. They're calling out for more Forsaken-style content that emphasizes cinematic-driven stories and exotic quests that then grind out bounty after bounty after bounty. The Eververse seems to be taking over. While the Season Pass model has helped Destiny 2's income since Shadowkeep, yeah, we did. It doesn't seem like it's been enough. Bungie has been putting more and more work into the Eververse to make up for the shortfall, to the point of taking items that seem to be ideal as free rewards for completing certain content like Nightfalls, and instead selling them for silver. Players have definitely noticed, and they're not pleased. On top of that, new Eververse items such as the seasonal armor are extremely expensive, with a single set priced at roughly $15, although it could be less if you buy silver in bulk. Bungie famously left Activision.
We talked about.
Bungie famously left Activision to get away from microtransactions. Wrong. No one said that except for the community. But it seems like the microtransactions are here even without Activision's influence. Huh! Who could have saw that coming?
They're not
it's almost like we. It's almost like we talked about it.
Money is cool.
Well, we called this shit.
Hold on, there's two more paragraphs here.
Well, as soon as they left with as soon as the news came out that Activision was driving, and we called this, the fucking Eververse is going to be the main focus. That's why they're going to have to get money. How else?
All right, here's the rest of it. No new strikes, no new raids, no vendor refresh, with Zavala, Shaxx, and Banshee handing out the same thing since forever. Classic Year 1 armor has returned, but is virtually useless without a seasonal mod slot. Players are still upset about sniper rifle nerfs, even as they go back to playing with shotguns and swords. Overall, there just seems to be a disconnect between what Destiny 2 is now and what it used to be. Destiny 2 used to be about story-driven quests and ever more powerful rewards. Now the story is stretched over 3 months with bounties filling the gap, and the rewards just aren't any better than what veteran players already have sitting in their vault. Top it off with some increasingly transparent money grabs, and some players have had enough, and they're not afraid to let Bungie know about it. We've been letting Bungie know about it for years.
Yeah. Oh, I like money. Yeah. I like money, though.
Now, see, the problem is the fucking new players. They opened the game up to free to play. They know it was a smart choice, and it was. They got a bunch of newbies that came in and those aren't problems for them, because to them it's a fresh game.
Well, they're getting money from people who would never otherwise be.
Go to Reddit, Destiny 2. That's all the new players, okay? All the new players are there, and all you see up there are like, whether we wanted it or not, and it's an art post of just the dumbest shit. I am mad now, and his name is Raid Shadow Legends. It's just fucking pictures and memes like our gaming. That's all it is. Look at my sick fucking thing that everybody's done for the past 2 years that I caught on camera, guys. Corona is an angel coming down to a night. A coronavirus getting my school shut down. Me not having enough time to grind Warmind bits. Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah, this was our problem when it first came out. When Shadowkeep first came out, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, my life is over. This is great." And we were like, "Are we taking fucking crazy pills? Like, this seems like this is a patch. This isn't an expansion."
Yeah, and meanwhile, you go to Destiny the game Reddit and you find the people that have been playing for a while, where things like, it makes me sad to know that no matter what, I'll never be as powerful as a barrier colossus. Bungie, please do something about people selling trials carries on the fire team portion of the companion app. I'll get to that in a second. I'm finding it harder and harder to believe the next season will have content, quote, unlike anything we've ever seen in Destiny, unquote. Remember this line from Shadows Vidoc? Seems like another fans are going to complain about how much story there is situation. Pretty bold claim considering what we've seen. If we didn't love the game, we wouldn't get mad. Here's another one. I don't find myself.
I still get mad, and I don't love the game, but I definitely can laugh it off more now that I
Here's
don't
a
play
good
it.
one. I don't find myself saying you had to be there so much as, you're not missing much to my friends who no longer play.
Yeah.
We have 4 other raids, 2 raid layers, and 0 reason to do them. These are all different posts, by the way, with a lot of fucking upvotes. It is the only thing keeping this game afloat are new players that don't know what the fuck's going on. It's literally like kids running into it. Like if you were
it's a
at
mess.
a job, it's like if you had a job and you worked at that job for years and the job sucked and the bosses sucked and there were big problems and money was hemorrhaging And then a bunch of kids who graduated high school come in and they're like, this is great. We're making money. This is awesome.
Money,
I like it. I like this place. And you're just all sitting there going, these fucking idiots. And they're just like, we don't get it. Y'all are just mad. Y'all are just mad. No, the game is shit.
Problem of perception. That's right. Reason why he's pulling our pants down.
Yeah, just got to stop it at perception. Otherwise,
I mean, I just can't believe. I mean, what we were saying made sense to me, but I mean, this could have gone well.
This shit year one. When we stopped at year one, we said this shit. We didn't even play Forsaken because we were already off of the fucking train. They sat on problems for a fucking year while people like us kept playing this game.
But now it seems like the opposite. They're trying to change too much, and then when it doesn't work, just fucking change it back or try something new. Like, they just released this new armor system, and they're already changing it. They're going to change weapons for next year, whatever, year 4, year 3.
I can explain easily what happened.
Yeah, I mean, we all know.
Made Destiny 2, and they don't know. They're fucking stupid. Okay, I think they hit, there's a lot of luck involved in things in life, whether or not you get hit by a car tomorrow or catch coronavirus, it's luck, okay? Where you could always be like, oh yeah, well, it was my fault that I was in that location. Yeah, but it was also luck that the other asshole was there too, you know what I mean? Luck or unluck, whatever. Lucky or unlucky. Now, here's the thing. Bungie hits gold with Destiny 1. They fucking nail something sweet. Nobody had a problem with D1. It wasn't ridiculed. The only thing that was a negative.
First year.
No. That was bullshit. The only people that came out against Destiny 1 in the beginning were people like Angry Joe and some of these Redditors because they wanted instant satisfaction. The problem that
they had some stuff to work on with their loot, and the story was pretty fucking
that was bullshit. Absolutely not. The story was.
You're robot-y. Let me change the server. Hold on.
It's not the server. It's probably, I don't know.
It could be me too.
It was happening yesterday.
US East.
Here's the thing, okay? I'm going to break it down a little bit because I played the shit out of D1. Monty played the shit out of D1. The story was way more compelling than it is now. Every single element of the story that carried forward. There was none of this weird like, oh, the darkness. Okay, let's go fuck around over here. None of that. The introduction of Mara Sov and the House of Wolves and all that carried right into the Taken King perfectly. It was opening up all these aspects. She was a major player in the Taken King expansion. You had to introduce her in that expansion to even get to the Taken King, whatever you want to call it, DLC expansion, whatever. And then they followed up with the iron, whatever the fuck shit, which was, I don't know, it was like this weird thing where that was probably not the best thing that they did because I think that was the point where they were going backwards, where they had already decided they were making Destiny 2, and they were just, that expansion was really, honestly, Taken King was the end of D1. The final expansion or DLC or whatever was more like they introduced triumphs and like they brought back a lot of old armor and stuff like, not really old armor. It's like armor based off of the old raids. They had you going back to the old raids and doing stuff. It was really them just trying to keep people interested till they could get D2 out of the door. But if you look, which was the downfall?
It was going to be a
10-year game. That was the original plan.
Well, we're already on year 3 of Destiny 2. How many years of Destiny 1 were there?
Couple.
Like 2, I think.
I don't think we've hit 10 years. If you want to count,
but
I'm sure they count total years since D1, but that's not really how it should be played out.
Yeah, and they said it was going to be a 10-year game, and then they're just like, hey, guess what? We're making a sequel. Like, they kept advertising it as an MMO, like RPG type game, where it's going to keep going for 10 years. Like, everyone.
Well, they tried to make it more like an RPG, but
like, wow.
And they were doing great. And that's just the story. The loot was fantastic. Here, let me explain to you in the simplest form that I can what they think was wrong with the loot and what wasn't wrong with the loot. The reason why, so I witnessed as I played D1 and was a fan of Angry Joe, and this was around the time I started to get to that point where I stopped watching Angry Joe because his reviews stopped being his opinion and started becoming the opinion of Reddit to appease people. You know, that's when journalism and gaming started to, it was right around the time of Gamergate, and journalism was starting to become this thing of appeasing developers. And if you're not appeasing developers, then you're over here appeasing the fan base of video games. You're clinging on to Witcher great, Destiny 1 bad. You know, just shifting with that, Anthem bad because reasons. Just whatever. Always shifting exactly. Like it's impossible to me that Angry Joe has the same fucking opinion as the masses every single fucking time. But that's exactly what was happening. And I watched as this Delrith guy came on. He was a relative nobody at the time, a friend of Joe's. He played in a clan with him or something. They had a clan in Destiny. Angry Joe barely played D1. Okay, if you watched his streams and shit back then, he barely played it. Delrith, on the other hand, was playing it for like 48 hours straight and shit like that. And he was running the same dungeon over and over, the same strike to try and get his legendary drop that he wanted, his exotic drop that he wanted. But it wouldn't drop. And he kept going with randoms, and he'd see randoms get it. He'd see people that were friends of his get it on their second run or something. And he kept going and going and never got it until a certain period of time. And that was his complaint with the fucking loot. That was everybody's complaint with the loot. No, that was not a problem.
His complaint with the loot was that he would get like purple engrams, but it would yield blue gear. I remember that specifically because I didn't really understand what was going on.
That happening.
No, I mean it was one of the early reviews where
did that happen?
Yeah, like he would everyone would get the rewards, they'd get their purple engrams, and fucking blues would come out of it.
Yeah, that was a huge
that I understand.
Oh yeah, that's back when the engrams were supposed to be more like chests, right? And the rarity of the chest was supposed to be some bullshit like
they
what comes out of it, so it has a rarity effect to it.
There's a chance you can get a purple from it,
right?
Not that you will get a purple.
High chance to get a purple from a purple chest.
People were upset that it was a double RNG type thing. Well, it was RNG that got me this purple thing, but I have to get even more RNG goodness to get the purple out of it. We're upset for that reason.
Yeah, and that's fucking stupid. I mean, I completely agree with that criticism.
They fixed it relatively quick, though.
But I remember that's when I watched the clip. I remember watching that clip because that was the moment when he was like, "I'm fucking done with this game." Like, I get getting pissed off at RNG because you're not getting the shit you want, but I mean, I don't like RNG. So people who like want RNG and then bitch that they're not getting what they want,
but that's not RNG. Stupid. It's not real RNG. What we have in Destiny 2 now is super fucking RNG. What we had back then was more of a standard. Was a standard
odds-based RPG. System. It's not even RNG. It's not random. It's an odds system. So they say this item gets this percentage. Right.
Exactly. D1 was the odds-based thing. Yeah. It was fixed. You run this strike, so you have a chance to get the item. The D2 did that? I don't think so. D2. Not until they did the Nightfalls. I think you're getting it backwards. The odd system is you have you have the chance to get this by running it instead of it just being a random pool of what.
Well, no, I'm saying the loot pool itself. You have like these are the odds of getting this. These are the odds of getting that. Yada yada. Like there's also like the strike specific stuff too, but nobody fucking cares about that.
Well, still, I mean, even with some like certain activities, you can target. Like if you want spare rations, you got to do the reckoning, and that's fine. Except, the better you do, the higher your chances of getting the thing you want. But there's no guarantee. And then once you get the thing you want, it's also a random roll. And there's so many different fucking combinations, and so many of the perks are fucking useless.
Destiny 1 was using a similar system that most RPGs at the time was using. Is this dungeon has this loot pool. A lot of the lower quality stuff is in just every loot pool basically. But for this exotic, it comes from this strike. So you have to go there and get it. And yes, it's got a chance to drop some. It's an exotic. It's got a low chance to drop. I mean,
well, the problem is
you can only carry one exotic, so they tried to make it very desired.
Well, like World of Warcraft, you can like do content without the optimal gear. But with so many fucking metas and shit in Destiny, it's like some of these things that are RNG drops, like they're 100% necessary to do.
Not a lot of that existed in D1 though.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about D1. I'm just talking about what I've played.
The problem with Destiny 2 is when
the issue with D1 is everything the fix for everything. The one thing you needed for every mission was Galahorn.
Yeah, it was a great weapon. They which is whatever. They've always done that. Fucking too powerful of a weapon.
And I have a feeling that's why they decided to make fucking Destiny 2. They're like, we don't want to be the assholes that have rollbacks and change weapons.
It probably would have been an issue. Like they probably had some deal with Sony where they couldn't release it on other platforms.
They did it because they can't program fucking engine.
I mean, they could have kept going. I mean, I'm sure they got tired of it, but
according to them, it took them an entire day to boot up a fucking map in their editor to make slight changes to PvP map. Shit, I get it. Whatever. Okay, rebuild the engine, I guess, and make that not a problem. But you can see where the problem lies. Same bugs from D1 come over. And
a lot of companies do shit like that where like it's a brand new engine, and it's like, no, you took the core of your old engine and you just fucking rebuilt it from there.
I just don't understand why they couldn't have released that as an expansion. There's plenty of MMOs out there.
I'm willing to bet that they wanted to put it on PC and everything, and they just had some kind of fucking contract where they couldn't do that with D1, so they just made a D2, which should have been an expansion.
Here's a fucked up thing. And to the loot, by the way, I want to say that the problem I have with Destiny 2 is that in D1, I can forgive them for having a loot system that's more RNG based, more odds based, because that's how games were back then.
Yeah, but couldn't you decide D2, what perks you had? Like, couldn't you kind of like...
Right, yes. Every weapon had a slight talent system on it where you could kind of modify shit like that. Some of that carried over in the D2, and they started putting it in at later points. But you also had a talent system on your character. Like you had like every time you'd level up, you'd have like a row of 3 different talents to choose from, and you could swap those out at any time and mix and match, and it made it for a way more diverse experience. I'm sure it was harder for them to balance, but laziness is not a fucking excuse.
Yep.
To weakening down or watering down classes to you get to click top tree or bottom tree. That's just fucking stupid. We're just locking it all in so we can balance it across the board. Well, that's fucking dumb. And that's looking out for yourself, not the fucking consumer. People want options. It's fun to have multiple options.
I don't know why they're so restrictive.
Because they're fucking losers. They went from D1 with the RNG loot system, and then they went to D2 when everybody else on the planet was using token systems, which was like, hey, we found out that people don't like RNG. So what we do now is you go and do this content, and it drops tokens, and then you take those tokens back to a guy, and you buy what you want. And they're so fucking stupid they can't even get that right. They're like, a token system. That's where you collect tokens, and then you take it to a guy, and he gives you a random bot.
Yeah,
you're
random.
Stupid. And the random box isn't even good for you. It doesn't even increase your power.
I don't know what they're going to do next year. If they're talking about changing like the way weapons work so that old weapons aren't viable anymore, are they going to have to change the loot that all those fucking token vendors give you?
It's their hustle at this point is to keep promising people the next best thing. They're trying to use the Blizzard methodology. Blizzard classically has done this over the years where there's a major problem with the class or something, and they're like, oh, we don't want to do a major change in the middle of an expansion cycle because that might throw things off and make it way more complicated. So what we'll do is our team that's working on the expansion will make those major changes, and then we can beta test those in a long, big beta with a bunch of people. And then, it's classically like that. That's why you get flavor of the month. It's not even flavor of the month. It's flavor of the expansion. Which class is going to be the most powerful for this expansion? And which class?
Spoilers. It's Titans.
It's not mages. It's always Titan. No, so the problem with Bungie is, and this is what we saw early on. We played through the first year. We saw that it was a problem. And before and the reason why we quit was because the shit we had been asking for all year got promised to us in an expansion. And that shit doesn't fly.
And on top of that, we paid for the expansion pass, but that didn't count towards Forsaken.
We go Negan on that kind of shit, okay? That shit
I will
don't
shut
fly.
that shit down.
We will shut that shit down. Like, I mean, just what you said. When we bought the game, we bought the $100 version that came with an expansion pass. That's what it was called, the expansion pass. And then we get the two shittiest fucking. We get Mercury.
We get DLCs that they actually call expansions.
Yeah, they called them expansions, but then they later called them DLCs because that's what they were. They were DLCs. They had a short little story and then really nothing else. They didn't even add new trees to the classes. I mean, if you're going to have a simplified system, if you're going to go from a more complex talent tree system to a more simplified top tree, bottom tree system, there's really no excuse for you to not be adding new trees constantly. Okay? If you have that much control over it, that you get to control all four aspects of that tree, including the super, and I only get to click between 1, 2, or 3, there's no excuse why that should be waiting around. They didn't even add that in Shadowkeep. Shadowkeep had nothing new. Nothing in the classes. Not a goddamn thing.
And new weapons. And they weren't good, and that was it.
You know what the worst World of Warcraft expansions are? If you look back through WoW's history, the worst expansions are the ones that add no new classes and no new races. The best ones are the ones that add new classes every single time. Just think in your head. Best WoW expansion. Wrath of the Lich King. Mists of Pandaria. Legion. All added new classes. Those are probably considered the best fucking ones out there. All added new classes. Okay? And I know people are like, Mists of Pandaria. Yeah, in the beginning, Mists of Pandaria, nobody liked it. But then they turned around and went, wait a minute, this is actually great. There was a new class. There was new races added. Like, you have to add new shit in an expansion, or else it might as well be a fucking patch. When you pay monthly, and this is something Bungie needs to understand, when you pay monthly for a subscription service, you're paying not just for the servers to be maintained, because that's a bullshit excuse, because there are games all out there that give you access to servers that are run by game companies for free. Art is an independent game made by an independent company, and they give you official server access for free after you buy the game. Diablo for free. StarCraft, Warcraft. There's so many fucking Civilization. All these games, okay, that give you access to dedicated servers run by the game company for free. It's not an excuse. Using a server is not an excuse for a monthly fee. So when a game like World of Warcraft exists, the patches are what you pay for. You pay for content. You can't hide behind expansion. Now, Destiny comes along and they're like, hey, let's exercise the same model as an MMO on our game that we don't even give fucking content out on in a patch. They don't even release content patches.
They got extra lazy because they started the bounty system, which at first was like, okay, yeah, this gives us some direction on what to do. And then they just leaned into that. And now people are like, I don't like that there's so many bounties. And the problem isn't necessarily the bounties. It's like, I've said this before. It's not the bounties necessarily. It's how they work. It's not like, hey, here's the problem. You figure out the solution. It's use this weapon in this fucking activity. And like, it tells you exactly what to do. So a lot of times most of the time when you're playing Destiny, you're using gear and classes and guns and armor and shit that you don't even like just to get a fucking bounty done. Like, you rarely ever just get to pick your actual customized loadout that you want to use because you're always missing out on content.
It's not even that. Like, the best guns in the game, you don't get to choose either. You have to play with certain guns that are like flavor of the month. Oh, I'm sorry. You like battle rifles? Go fuck yourself for all of Forsaken. They're shit. Scout rifles? Get fucked, fag. Not your... And they have this model, like I was talking about, with they have a model as if you're paying a monthly subscription where they draw shit out to try and keep you playing. You know, people can say whatever they want. Yeah, recently with Ian Hazzikostas in charge of World of Warcraft, and I use it as an example for obvious reasons. These companies have worked together. They should have learned something from this company. They worked with them. In fact, one of the reasons why BFA is so fucking bad, and a lot of people don't understand this, is because the World of Warcraft team, after Legion was complete, because the way things work is right now while BFA is going on in WoW, they're working on the next expansion with a very large team. It's a smaller team that's left behind working on the patch content. That's how it works. That's how you have to do it if you want to keep rolling out expansions. That's just how it works. You got to have a big-ass team making an expansion with tons of content, and then you got to have a smaller team left over putting out the patches that have already kind of been skeletoned out, and you just got to fill in a little bit here and there. And then, you know, drip feed. They should have learned from Blizzard. Now, granted, you know, here they come with Legion. So Legion's being worked on while Warlords of Draenor is out. Destiny 2 is in development at the time. It gets released. Destiny 2 sells really high. It does well. Warlords comes out. It does great. Legion gets launched. Legion does amazing. At this point in time, Activision pulls developers from World of Warcraft, because it's an MMO, to help Bungie with their not MMO that they keep calling an MMO, wanted to be a fucking MMO for the game, for the expansion Forsaken. So Forsaken was worked on. 100 developers were pulled from World of Warcraft. They released this information afterwards, by the way, when they put out their "We're letting go of Bungie" letter. 100 fucking WoW developers were pulled over after completing Legion to work on Forsaken. And that's why Forsaken was so good, by the way. And then...
well, to be fair, it wasn't great. The only reason we liked it so much is because we got all the content at the same time. At least they didn't fucking take season 1 and make that go away in season 2.
The changes and the additions. There were new class options for your chosen guardian type. There were, you know, the story was more intriguing and interesting. They did interesting things like, you know, having the best character up front and in your face for a period of time, making it a story about revenge. You know, that drives a lot of people. A lot of good mechanics being introduced or moving forward. It was almost like they were setting Bungie up like, here you go. All you got to do is go forward with this. And they get the ball and they Butterfingers, they just immediately drop it. Like a fucking retard trying to play basketball, you know? Like, it's just like, oh my God, you're going for it. But we have introduced a new, like all the things that we had been asking for year one were in Forsaken. New weapon system. You know, you're going to be able to put mods on your weapon now, however the fuck you want. And all they had to do was run with that and make it even more open and even more customizable. But instead they went, no, God rolls. God rolled is what people
because,
want.
You know, a handful of well-known streamers and YouTubers like, hey, let's invite these people who, you know, they don't play they don't, well, I mean, they don't anymore, and it's fucking stupid that they listen to those people, but also they don't play the game like most people play the game. Like, they sit down and they just, that's what they do for 12 hours a day. They play Destiny 2. So when they're like, there's nothing to do, like, yeah, for you.
Yeah. Of course there's nothing to do. You do nothing but play the fucking game. Destiny is not the kind of game that you're supposed to sit there and play all day, every day. That's a game like WoW that's been around for 15 fucking years and has 15 years of content for you to fuck around with. That's a game like Dead by Daylight, where, you know, is that the right one I'm thinking of? The asymmetrical PvP game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. I always get it mixed up with Dying Light. Dead by Daylight. That's a game you
Dying
can
Light's
play
the
on
good
stream
one.
Over and over and over again forever, because the game is supposed to be a grindy circle fit. Call of Duty, grind out your shit, right? These games are made to be played at those. Destiny is not
right,
that
but
kind
the thing
of game.
is like,
it could be, but the developers are incompetent.
I'm playing Call of Duty right now, so I mean, I can tell you that like this grind, like it's 100% voluntary. I don't need to do this. They put it there. They say, "Hey, here's all your camos. If you want these, you can just." But it's all just fucking camos. I like it because it gives me something to do. It gives me an excuse to use all the guns But it doesn't need to be here. You there? Did I lose internet? What happened?
No, sorry. Yeah. Listen, they have these stupid fucking mechanics in play, and you know, Bungie, they gave him that with Forsaken, and they went and put their team back on Shadowlands or whatever. And Activision was like, "Look at these fucking idiots! They're dropping the ball for this next expansion." And they lied to everybody. They made this fucking. We believed it too. We fell for it.
Even if you're out there and you're like, they didn't lie. It's like, look, they lied a little bit. They lied a little bit by omission, and they were intentionally vague about the rest.
No, they hyped up something that didn't deserve to be hyped up, and they fucking know it.
I don't know if they know it. They might honestly think that.
They know it. They might be retards. You're right. They might be fucking losers. They're like, look at my painting, and then it's like fucking turd. I don't.
So have you looked at This Week at Bungie recently?
Yes, I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, what's it say?
This Week at Bungie was the last one was released 3/5/2020. We haven't got the next one yet, have we? No, we should have another one already. Where's the other one? Oh God, it was an update 2.8.0. So let's talk about this real quick because we've gone through this so many times. I'm not going to go over it. I probably wasn't listening. Let's let people understand out there that it's not getting better. So March 5th they released the Season of the Worthies coming out. Okay, so let's talk about this. If you own the season pass, which we do because we bought into their hype bullshit and actually believe, because when we played Forsaken, we're like, they finally learned their lesson. And then we saw as they pulled away from Activision and all that, and we thought maybe, maybe they're right. Maybe they'll actually have, maybe we were wrong. Maybe they have creative, because we're not assholes. We're not stuck up cunts that are going to sit here and be like, yeah, we're right all the time, even though we usually are.
We are right all the time. It's a curse, really.
We're also very humble.
We're the best at being humble.
But listen, it's very important to understand that we wanted to give them a chance. We thought, okay, maybe Activision was the big bads holding them back. There have been stories from developers where they're like, yeah, fucking producers came in and was like, we wanted this. I know for a fact on some movies there's been shit like that where it's like, well, yeah, but this doesn't look as good, so make it like this, even though it's not realistic. Like Final Destination, right? There's a movie, Final Destination. Yeah, I watch Corridor Crew. Fuck yourself. Final Destination they got this scene on it. I don't really care for the movies, didn't really watch them, but they were talking about this scene where the fucking truck's got logs on it and the log falls off and it bounces on the road higher than it was when it was on the fucking truck. That's not physics. That's not how it works. And the fucking guys that were doing the 3D shit for that didn't want to do it, but the producers came in and were like, no, it's got to be more fucking impactful. So that does kind of happen sometimes. So we gave them the benefit. Maybe everybody's right. And Activision evil, like everyone says. It's black and white. Hitler is a Nazi and America is the heroes. And
that was pretty black and white.
That was black and white. I'm just saying. I'm making a comparison. That was black and white. That was black. I'm not being sarcastic. Sorry. That was black and white. Maybe that's what's happening here. Maybe Activision is evil. And they're just out to fuck things up because they're stupid. They don't know any better and just want money. Turns out, no, Bungie's fucking incompetent, just like we thought in the beginning. And we were nice enough to give them a second fucking shot. And here we are.
Our money for.
And we bought the fucking $100 version again.
No, it was 70, but
it was still 70 or something. But whatever, it was like on sale or some shit.
$70 too much.
So we played the first season, and it was fucking trash. And we've talked about it before. I'm not going to go in.
Yeah, we did it like a 4.5 hour podcast on it. I still listen to it. I still listen to it about once a month when I'm in a bad mood. It makes me happy.
We've done multiple podcasts on it.
If you're new to the podcast, the title of that one is called Destiny 2 Shadowkeep is Bad.
It's so
We didn't even need to come up with anything clever. But thank you, Bungie, for giving us all this quality content to just dig into and tear apart.
We did Season of the Undying, which was the biggest fucking joke ever in terms of what you get for owning the season pass. Now, listen, I'm not some elitist guy that's like, hey, I bought the season pass, so I should be treated better, Bungie. No, I just want my money's worth. I don't give a fuck if other players get shit that is on par or eventually get something. I just want content when I pay for content. That's all I want, you know?
Yeah.
So you have to eat that. So so the thing is, like, I just want content. And when they come out with a season thing and it's like Season in the Undying, what do you get? Well, you get what do you get? You get nothing. You get nothing. There's literally nothing that you get that anybody else doesn't get, which shows incompetence on Bungie's part, because if you're trying to make money selling season passes, you fucking morons, you want to incentivize that by giving shit that nobody else gets. Oh, yeah, but they're doing the Call of Duty thing where you get that bottom row of stuff. Of what? Stupid shit that's useless? Pieces of gear that don't even give you power level increases? The same exotic over and over again at slightly incremental levels? Why would I want to do that when I have all these mods on this fucking gun? You want a different roll on your pants?
Well, now they're going to force you to not use old weapons, even though they may be better, because the light level just won't be high enough.
You want new dances and shit? Loser?
Not really.
There's that fag talk we talked about.
So then they come out with Season of the Dawn. Now, we didn't play that, but believe me when I say it was trash.
We're not missing much.
Pretty much the same fucking shit from Undying. Just shit that everybody has access to already. They literally sent everybody on a wild goose chase for weeks for a fucking exotic that was on the fucking timeline.
And people got it before.
And people got
like
it
a week before.
So quick. It was a week before it was supposed to drop, and they tried to play it off like, yeah, we meant to do that. Sure you did, you fucking idiots. This is the kind of shit they're doing. So here we go. We're going into Season of the Worthy. Oh my God. What's going on, everybody? It's a new PvE activity.
PvP.
It begins March 10th. Hey, that's 5 days ago. Seraph Tower event, new PvE activity. Oh man, how much you want to bet it's just like the other outdoor PvE activities that already exist? Stand on platform, spawns horde of monsters, clear horde of monsters, kill boss before timer runs out. Get chest. Chest has nothing useful in it. How much you want to bet? Uh-oh.
I mean, I agree with you, so nothing.
March 13th begins the Trials of Osiris. In-game PvP. Wait a minute. So they didn't bring back Trials of the Nine. They brought back Trials, but it's Trials of Osiris. Now, let me explain to you why Trials sucks, okay? It's a weekend-only thing, but that's not why Trials sucks. The reason why Trials sucks is, first of all, you don't need Trials. You already have Trials in the form of your stupid little fucking every other week bullshit.
Well, they changed the competitive mode to 3v3, so if they brought back Trials of the Nine,
Banner already did Trials. Iron Banner was Trials. The only thing that Trials brings is just your item level mattered. That was the whole point of Trials. Now, the point of Iron Banner used to be getting an armor set that looks cool. But you can't even do that anymore.
It's the same fucking armor set.
You can't, even if they bring new armor sets, it doesn't matter. You can't look how you want to look because you have to get god rolls, and you're going to step away from your god roll fucking armor set for something that looks pretty? Are you stupid? You can't why would you do that? For some reason, they have this fucking system in place where you can transmog your gear now, but only with stuff that comes from the fucking store. Gee, I wonder why. You can't even wear your fucking solstice armor, can you? Like, is that even an option?
Wrong answer.
Maybe you can, but you can't put that glow on anything else, really?
That's one thing I fucking loved was that solstice armor, man.
We grinded that out so much.
And when they give it to you, it's immediately useless because the stats are shit. The stats were complete shit.
Yeah,
I fucking grinded
it.
for that fucking
you
gear.
better grind out a little extra.
And they made it seem like this year 2 armor was going to be really hard to get. Guess what? The first fucking blue I found, year 2 fucking armor. Or armor 2.0, whatever the fuck you want to call it. The shit was dropping instantly. They made it seem like, hey, you get the solstice shit, you'll have the best armor right away. And then it's just like, nah, just kidding, fag. Like,
Trials of Osiris. You're going to get, as rewards, it's going to return every weekend. You're going to get a new seal. Like, that fucking matters. Trials-themed weapons and armor. Now, if it's anything like Trials of the 9, those weapons will probably be, some of them, 1 or 2 at least, will out of 9 or 10. 1 or 2 of those weapons out of 9 or 10 will be somewhat useful, if not one of the best guns in the game. For
knowing this game, they're going to have some kind of fucking activity where you have to use that gun, you know?
Oh,
like,
but
this
good
gun
luck
sucks,
getting it.
but you're going to have to use it anyway.
Good luck getting it, because just like Trials of the 9, you're going to have a really hard fucking time winning Trials if you don't pay somebody to carry you through. Because just like Trials of the 9, Trials of Osiris is already infested, and you can see it on the subreddits, already infested with people selling 9 victories or whatever the fuck it is. And you're talking about people that play this
and you
game
know that they're
nonstop
DDoSing
and have a ton of gear. Some of them
the
do
one
that
time,
kind of shit.
The one time that I
get fucking banned if you fucking.
Well, who cares if you get banned? Because here's the way it rotates. I have a Battle.net account I just made. There's no restriction to it. I get on Destiny 2. I grind the whatever X levels I got to do to get there. Maybe I got some friends that grind me up. I get the weapons I need all within a week or 2 weeks because I got no job or whatever. And then I charge somebody a couple $1,000s or a couple $100. I just charge people hundreds of dollars to run them through trials. I do that. I use a hack, so I guaranteed win. The ban wave doesn't come for a couple weeks.
Hold on.
Or
I just want to say,
do they ban?
The first time that I almost went flawless in trials with some pickup group, we got DDoSed. So, I mean, you don't need to hack. You just have to fucking make sure. I'm just saying.
I'm just making an example of how easy it is. You can literally hack and get away with it for probably a month or more before they bust you and do a ban wave, and then you just take the money. Who fucking cares? You've been making bank money, and then you just make a new fucking Battle.net account because the game's free. PvP for free, everybody. You don't even have to own a new fucking expansion, because guess what? You just get it. Because they did this stupid shit where they're like, let's make the game as free to play as possible so people spend money on our game. What's the negative consequences of that? Now, you would think VAC ban. Yeah, that's great. The problem is it doesn't seem to be doing anything. People are reporting hacks getting discovered all the time.
Yeah, it's the same issue that the new Call of Duty shit is having. I'm pretty sure there's some hackers out there.
So you're gonna have to pay somebody. You're gonna have to pay somebody to run you through that, or else you're gonna run up against those teams constantly. So good luck getting your prestigious shit. Hey, but guess what? On March 10th and March 24th, the Seraph Bunker, EDZ, and Moon Legendary Lost Sectors coming at you, season pass holders.
That's a fancy word for the same activity, the different skin on
it. Legendary Lost Sectors, where you get purples that aren't as good as the ones that you get from your milestones. Loser. Now, I know what you kids out there thinking, what the fuck is a milestone? I just got this game. Well, that's how you get more power. And it's the only way you get more fucking power. What are they called now?
Pinnacle gear, powerful gear.
Pinnacle gear, powerful gear, whatever the fuck. It's bullshit. Granted, there's more ways to get it now, but it's the same fucking grind.
It's segmented out more than it used to be.
I've never understood how all of these things they release in the season pass, none of it gives good rewards. It just doesn't make it. Look at Forsaken. I mean, at least like you can see how the Black Armory was a good addition that was worth grinding out for some of those weapons. What happened? Oh, I know what happened. They lost the team. People, like, again, when a team works on an expansion, they work on all the content that's going to release for the year of that expansion. They work on all the bones of it and a lot of the meat of it, and then they leave a small team behind. So the guys from Blizzard worked on that shit, built out those ideas, and then left, and then Bungie still dropped the ball with it. They managed to maintain it through Forsaken, and then they're like, bruh, we're back in it. It's us now. We ain't got Activision on our backs. Guess what? Let me tell you about the coolest shit in this whole expansion. And literally, I mean the coolest shit. I mean, we're going to hype up a lot of shit that's not as cool as this, but this is the coolest thing in the game. You can jump in the air, look at your fist, and
Big bada boom.
punch people in the face. Like, that's who fucking made Shadow King. Hey, beginning April 21st. Yeah, you heard me right. You get something March 10th. You get an event March 10th. You get Trial of Osiris PvP March 13th, and then you get a legendary lost sector March 10th and 24th, and then you get nothing. Again, let me just iterate this. The lost sector is stupid. I'm not counting that as something. Okay, fuck you. I'm not counting that. You know what a lost sector is? It's 20 seconds of your time. It's maybe 2 minutes tops. 2 minutes tops. If you don't have to kill everything. You just got to kill the last guy, open the chest. That's like 30 seconds. Maybe 40, if whatever. 2 minutes tops if you're just kind of casualing it up. 2 minutes. Oh, it's legendary, though. They're going to be harder. Okay, so 5 minutes? 5 minutes of your fucking time for what? A chest that you then have to wait to cool down? Like, what's the timer on that for them? They fucking cool. Like, that's not a thing.
And new players are just coming in and they're like,
Oh my goodness, what's this thing with all these numbers?
Yes. So you get an event and a fucking PvP thing March 10th, March 13th, and then for the season pass holders, you people who are supporting Destiny 2 and helping them make money by buying extra content, which is basically just all that useless shit you get at the bottom of your fucking trinket.
Not proud of it.
Begins April 21st. The next thing you get isn't not in the beginning of April, the middle of April, the end of April. You want to know what it is? It's the Grandmaster Ordeal, a new Nightfall strike difficulty. It's a Nightfall difficulty. Oh, God. And then April 21st and May 11th, Guardian games.
Now imagine if we go back and like, okay, all the content's out, season whatever, the last one of the year, and we were like, hey, let's try some of these old guns, and Bungie's just like,
That's a very dangerous gun. You better let me hang on to this one for you, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. April 7th does have an event. Seraph Bunker, 10 legendary lost sectors.
Go do lost sectors. I'm telling you, they're just forcing you to do old content repetitively.
That's all they know. They can't do anything. All these developers are doing right now is making skins, armor, and fucking stupid little animations for like finishers and shit. They're making nothing new. I haven't seen a single new thing added to the game. Shadowkeep added new enemies. Yeah, what's that? Well, they're the Hive, but like instead of being cold,
It's Fire Hive.
They got like red stuff on them. They're real mad.
They haven't even added new enemies since Destiny 1, as far as I can tell.
You're right. They literally added the ultimate enemy, which was the Taken, which is all the fucking enemies combined together. Like what? Like what the fuck? So let's get into some notes here. Oh God. Just to get a sense of, how understanding how they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So they've been giving previews about how the sandbox will be evolving in Season of the Worthy. Okay.
It's not even a
the
sandbox,
ability to
but
change
okay.
the elemental affinity on your armor pieces.
Oh,
Again, they keep talking like that's a big fucking deal. Who cares? We'll be taking a wider look at Destiny 2 update 280. So let's go over 280, which just came out the other day, March 10th, 5 days ago. They came out. This is the latest Bungie update. So let's go through it. Combat systems: Titan, Barricade, raise barricade health from 500 to 600. Barricades now take extra damage from special ammo weapons. The following weapons do 30%, whatever. I'm not going to go through all of it. Shoulder charge, hammer strike, seismic strike, shield bash. A lunge auto targeting angle decreased by 50%. Movement distance decreased. Untargeted lunge distance increased. And bonus damage versus low tier PvE combatants reduced. Whatever. Fisting of Havoc. Increased cost of light. I just, whatever. I'm not going to go over all of these things because it's stupid. Let's get hey, here's Hunter. Gunslinger. Trip mine grenade can now stick to enemy players and combatants. Reduced base damage. Why would that? Why? It's a trip mine. What is
it's not even a one-shot kill. Why the fuck would you reduce the damage?
Sense? Hey, I stuck that trip mine to him. Good. It shouldn't blow up. It should just be a laser dick pointing off of him. I don't understand. Reduce base damage. Oh, they also reduce the damage. Well, hey, but guess what? Damage will remain at 160 when used with young Amkara's spine.
Yeah, I got to make that fucking
wear
exotic
this
useful.
exotic. Yeah, wear it. Way of the 1,000 cuts. Blade barrage knife impact damage increased. Reduced knife detonation radius. Should no longer apply large amounts of knockback to tanky combatants. Way of the sharpshooter, weighted knife, reduced tracking strength, change tracking style to reduce the chance of the knife being pulled away from its intended.
That must be on console. On console, there was like it would magnetize. The knife would magnetize to the enemy. That's why it sucks so much on PC.
Attunement of Fission, handheld supernova, reduced range by 20%. Increased activation time, reduced hold time. Bolt explosion now does self-damage. Tightened horizontal spread. Reduced bolt explosion radius. Hey, we just fuck you. Let's look at the basics, though. Armor, increase the number of armor sets available from world drops to 11 sets, up from 3. By the way, they look like a 3-year-old shit on the computer. I'm not even kidding. I've seen the pictures. Nothing intriguing. Here's how you know it's bad. The Destiny 2 Year 1 raid armor looks better than anything they've put out since. Am I wrong? Like the glowing armor? No, I mean like Forsaken, everything. Since you played the game, since we all played the game, would you say that the shit that had the glowy effects on it, like the stuff you got from doing Prestige Leviathan, not the second tier stuff, the Eater of Worlds and all that, but the regular Callus Prestige Leviathan stuff, when you could get the glow on it, that nothing has looked better than that, except for maybe the Solstice armor.
I mean, that was okay, but I mean, there's absolutely nothing in Destiny 2 where I've gotten and been like, all right, now I look like a badass.
Well, you would probably like it because one of the latest things
actually, the one set that I wanted was the one that came with the Season 1 pass, because I don't know if you ever saw it for Hunter, but you didn't have a hood. Like the first thing that didn't have a hood. You look kind of like the Terminator. It was pretty sweet, but I never got it because we quit.
You might like it because the latest thing they're adding in is some Russian themed shit for the next. The next gear set is Russian themed. I don't know why.
Rasputin.
Rasputin, that's right. Because we're going back and even though we woke up Rasputin, we're going back through those maps again, so they don't have to build new maps. And we've woken him up, but now we're rearming him. So when we woke him up in the fucking second expansion on Mars, That's right, because that's what it was called, an expansion. When we woke him up and he was like, nothing will ever harm the planet again. I will protect it. And Anna Bray's like, yeah, we got to do this because then he'll protect us all. And then the fucking Chief Titan dipshit was like, we can't do it. We shouldn't do it because if we do, it's bad. It's a weapon from the past. It's too bad. Turns out, wasn't even armed. Wasn't even armed this whole time. Oh, now we got to go arm it.
Good thing for me it's not loaded.
What do you mean it's not loaded? But the armor set is Russian themed, so hunters actually get the flappy helmet.
Bunch of Bernie bros, so of course
they get the fur helmet shit you liked from Division.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I'm sold. Let's go play that again.
Here's a fun little segment here. Investment. The Season 9 Fond Memories Bright Ingram has been retired, and in its place, players can now obtain the new Season 10 Luminous Bright Ingram. Bright Ingrams are no longer available for purchase in the Eververse store, and instead can only be earned by leveling up the Season Pass.
Would you get a fine item?
What the fuck? You can't even buy Bright Ingrams anymore? What the fuck? Do you have to just buy what's available on the store? This is how you know they're stupid. This is their only revenue, and they're actually taking away the sustained revenue. Once you buy, let's say you were going to buy everything on the store, it's limited. You can't go through the whole catalog. You're limited to a certain number of things. So, like, just bought all these. I guess I won't sit here and roll through the fucking Bright Ingrams.
I mean, the only way that works is if they actually increase their selection of things you could just buy outright, which is what they should do.
Or just Bernie Sanders it and price gauge the whole thing.
I mean, the prices are still fucking insane. Plus, I mean, a lot of the things they're selling on the Eververse were ornaments for legendary gear. So what happens when that legendary gear can't be used anymore because of these changes they're making next year? Everyone's purchase just goes to waste? What the fuck happens to that money they spend on skins and shit? Did you think about that? You ever think about that, though?
They think this is important. Improved Crucible Scanner Ghost Shell perk has been created and has a chance to roll on Crucible themed ghosts. They think that like small increases in experience and chances to obtain tokens are worth anything in this game. And people just I don't understand. They'll get it one day. I'll just keep playing and giving them money. Oh, God. Let me just explain this to people. I'm not even kidding. 2 new consumables are available in the Eververse store for Bright Dust. Scavenger's Boon and the Glimmer Shard. Both 250 Bright Dust each. The Scavenger's Boon, when used, causes enemies killed with precision damage to have a chance to drop planetary materials when defeated. This lasts for 4 hours. The Glimmer Shard, when used, causes bosses to have a chance to drop additional glimmer when defeated. Could be 2 glimmer, could be 100, could be 1,000. We're not going to say. Just additional.
Like, the numbers mean nothing to me because I haven't played, so I have no frame of reference anymore.
Get that glimmer.
They're just making shit up.
All right, check it out. They pay us 250 Bright Dust, right? And then they get a chance on specifically precision damage kills to get planetary material.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Meanwhile, you could just drive around a planet and pick up planetary materials at a much higher rate. 100% of the time that you pick them up. This is the stupidity level. Well, I guess
it's because there's nothing valuable that they can give you, so they have to give you useless shit.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, at least people are finally starting to realize and get pissed off about it.
This is just sad.
This is the end for Bungie.
There's nothing here, by the way. This is their big patch. There's nothing here. They're like changing some of the combat systems. There's nerfs, a little bit of buffing going on. Like
mostly nerfs. Even the ones that sound like buffs, they're nerfs. You know it is.
It's true that it's so weird. They're like they're changing armor shit. They think this is a big deal that you can now change the energy type of any piece of armor. Like,
well, it is. Well, I mean, it's not, but I mean, it's only a big deal because of a system they put in place where you can only get certain upgrades for weapons. Like, you can only put like hand cannon reload speed on void attuned armor, right?
Right. The actual solution for a smart developer would be to just remove that requirement.
Yeah.
But they're fucking retarded, and so they're like, you can switch it. Yeah. You can just switch it.
Probably going to cost a bunch of glimmer and shit. Did you already read off like what it was going to take to actually change your shit?
The cost of changing the armor to another energy type at energy value 1 is 1 upgrade module.
Which is what? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. What?
You can also change.
We talked about.
You can also change the armor to another energy type at the equivalent energy value to its current energy value. The cost for doing so is 1 upgrade module plus the aggregate cost of upgrading from energy value 1 to its current energy value. So use those upgrade modules that are highly desired to switch.
So how much is an upgrade module?
Upgrade modules are like, they were pretty hard to come by, weren't they? Weren't they the fucking big factor in fucking upgrading shit?
No, those were, I don't remember what they were called. It wasn't an upgrade module.
No, upgrade modules were definitely part of it because you had to keep upgrading before you get to the higher tier, and it costs more and more each time.
Yeah, well, that's the fucking problem. They want you to spend all these resources on gear that doesn't fucking matter.
Year 3.
Most people, I mean, if you're smart, you just use shitty gear until you get your end game gear, and that's when you use all these resources on upgrades.
Year 3, and we're getting exotic armor will now more reliably drop with higher overall stat rolls.
Wow.
God, exotics. Here we go. Hunter exotics. Let's explore how they don't know what they're doing. Hunter exotics. Assassin's Cowl. The invisibility and healing effect now triggers on powered melee, both against combatants and guardians and finishers. The duration of the invisibility granted by this exotic increases based on the tier of the enemy defeated. Arc staff kills no longer activate this perk. Frosties. Change the ability regeneration so that it no longer stacks multiplicatively with other class ability energy generating perks. Kepri's Sting. All of your smoke bombs deal 150% damage while wearing this exotic. Who the fuck cares? Like, we gotta make this exotic do something. What about a smoke bomb? Yeah, that's interesting. What can we do with the smoke? Well, I already got one that makes you disappear longer. What if we had one that did more damage? Oh, that's what people want. Their smoke bomb to do more damage. They'll definitely wear that instead of other things that are better. Orpheus rigs. Just delete them. The maximum amount of super you can regain from this exotic with a single use of Shadow Shot is 50%.
Want.
We don't get it.
All right, well, enjoy never fucking using Orpheus rigs.
Never using Orpheus rigs. Exactly. Like, it put them right next to Kepri's Sting and Frosties. No fucking point.
And I bet you it's not even 50% from wherever your super currently is. I bet you it's just a flat 50%.
Flat 50%.
I bet you if you were to use it when you had 100% super, you would just...
This game developer doesn't get it. The reason why all hunters wore Orpheus rigs is because it was fun. It wasn't about winning or being the best. It was about fun. It was fun.
It's not even good for PvP. Like, it was only good in select PvE circumstances.
Select PvE circumstances is right. Yeah, certain fucking, like, the Titan witch fucking patrol, not the patrol, but event that would happen. Oh, man, there'd constantly be fucking, whatever. Select events like that. Big fucking whoop. If you were smart enough in a strike and you knew exactly when enough enemies were coming out, boom, you could pop one and get some good shit. Like, it wasn't super fun. It wasn't the best. It was the best thing, though, because people loved it. It was fun. That's how all exotics should be. All exotics, I should be sitting here struggling going, I don't know which one I want to play with because they're all fun. It should be circumstantial for me. I should be like, hey, I'm going into this fucking strike now. I want to use this because it's great. I kind of get some of that with the Warlock in Forsaken where it was like, oh, I have this beam, and if I wear these boots, the beam lasts longer and does a fuck ton of damage. But I also have this thing to where when I charge grenades up, which I already love to do, they fucking give me more energy or sometimes randomly give me fucking full grenade again. That's cool. Like, that's the options you should have. Oh, by the way, young Amkara's spine increases the explosion radius for trip mines by, you ready for this number? 14%.
Holy shit, really?
And so imagine you have an explosion radius of 10 meters, and then you increase that by 100%. How many meters is the explosion radius? 20. 14%. That's like that. Like what? Okay, so how many meters realistically are we talking here? Huh? How many feet is the explosion? 10, 12? What's 14% of 10? Like 1%?
That's quick.
You're looking at like 2% increase maybe or something like that on the radius. This is why they do this, by the way. This is why they give you percentages. They're like, yeah, we increased it by 14%. Because most of the people that play this game are fucking stupid. And they're like, cool, a buff. But in reality, it's literally nothing. It's like nothing. Oh my God. All right, Titan. Ash Wake, killing an enemy with a fusion grenade while wearing this exotic now refunds grenade energy. The amount of grenade energy refunded scales based on the tier of the enemy killed. We're going to probably see that a lot in this, aren't we? That's their new thing. The tier of the enemy killed. God, good luck killing anything with your grenade that's not tier 1.
Good luck killing anything with your grenade.
Antius wards, the shield created during a slide no longer allows chip damage through.
What?
That's their stupid little language they use in their stupid little giant box without little boxes called a studio. Doomfang pauldrons fixed an issue where Doomfang pauldrons would sometimes grant super energy from melee kills while in your super. Took him a year for that. Dune Marchers increase the radius of static charge to 20 meters, up from 12. MK44 stand-asides reduce the delay from the start of sprinting until the overshield comes into 0.5 seconds, down from 1.25 seconds. One-eyed mask. Oh boy. The target marking from this exotic has been replaced with target highlighting, eliminating the ability to detect targets through walls. No longer provides a damage bonus when defeating your marked target. This seems like a little much. Like, okay, if you're going to take the damage bonus, why not just keep the target marking? I don't understand. That's what it should be. It should just mark targets. Let's be honest. That's all the one-eyed mask should do. If you want to listen, I think all exotics should be on the same level of the one-eyed mask and the old Orpheus rig. But if you're trying to bring this thing down to what everybody else is at, it should only fucking mark targets that do damage to you. That's it. That's all it should do. It's that simple, but they can't figure that out. So here we are, a year down the line from Shadowkeep, almost a year, maybe. I don't know. When did it come out? Whatever. Half a year, something like that. And they're just now taking shit off it. Restored the previous overshield granted by defeating your marked target, which now has a duration of 6 seconds down from 8. Severance enclosure. Nobody gives a fuck about these. Whatever. Warlock. Oh god, I hate this name. Apotheosis Veil. This exotic is now guaranteed to drop with a minimum plus 16 to intellect. Wow, thanks.
Wow, intellect.
Controverse hold. Oh god, these are the good ones. Reduce the damage reduction granted by this exotic by 20% down from 40%. But why? By the way, it was a damage reduction while you were charging the grenade. Which you can't charge forever. Whatever. Sanguine Alchemy, completely redesigned with a new perk. Blood Magic. Allows the wearer to pause the countdown timer of any rift they are standing in by getting weapon kills, extending the rift's duration. And there's the new meta for Warlocks. Congratulations, you've brought back solar meta. Oh, well, I guess I'll put down my giant well and just get fucking kills. Ophidian Aspects. This is the snake gloves that make your shit reload faster. Now increases
everything
the
you want.
range of all Warlock melee attacks, even if the ability is on cooldown. Whatever.
Okay.
Verity's Brow. The buff provided by this exotic now increases your grenade damage by 10% per stack. That's nice. The buff to allies' grenades recharge rate now kicks in when you cast your grenade. The wearer of this exotic now receives buff text notification indicating how many allies are currently benefiting from your increased grenade recharge. Weapons. Exotic weapons. Izanagi's Burden.
My favorite.
Owned Edge's animation is no longer affected by reload speed, and Outlaw has been replaced with no distractions, whatever the fuck that is. The Last Word. Oh boy.
Nerf.
Fanfire now adjusts the precision scaler of the weapon while hip firing. Impact values have been adjusted. So they nerfed hip fire.
Yeah, which is kind of what it was made for, but I never used it. Like, that gun was really good. Just treating it like a hand
down
cannon.
sights no longer provides additional effective range for this weapon or damage fall off. Reduced stability for mouse and keyboard input.
Okay, great. So it's worthless.
Adjusted the way. I can't believe you'd put that in the notes. You don't even have to. Why would you? Fuck you if you use a mouse. We're punishing you for that. Adjusted the way target acquisition is handled for this weapon in hipfire to improve the experience.
Right.
Reduce the effective
They're
range.
all about
of
improving the experience, I'm sure.
There it is, the last line. You should have just just get rid of everything else. You should have just put this bullet point and nobody will use it anymore. Reduce the effective range of this weapon.
I mean, it was already short.
Fighting Lion, due to back-end changes with the grenade launcher archetype, because we don't know how to program, Fighting Lion inherited minor adjustment. Rate of fire increased from 72 to 90 RPM. Direct hit damage in PvE is now 35, previously 27. Now, when you say rate of fire, are you calculating in the reload, or are you just adjusting for this?
They have to be, right? Idea? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if they just increased the rate of fire bar, which means fucking nothing if you have one fucking shell. I don't know. This is Bungie we're talking about. Can you elaborate? Because I'm afraid they're stupid. Devil's Ruin fixed a bug that allowed pyrogenesis to proc in unintended circumstances, allowing the laser to be fired repeatedly. Symmetry fixed an issue that caused the weapon to randomly stop firing. Fixed an issue where this weapon could damage allies under some circumstances. Lord of Wolves. Release the Wolves now significantly reduces the accuracy of the weapon while active. Reduced
So
stability for
useless.
mouse and keyboard input. It was already useless. I don't know why they're fucking even touching that. Swords. Oh boy. Sword attacks for all sword types have been altered, generally increased in effect efficiency to account for the energy. Sword stats are now the following: impact, swing speed, charge rate, how fast this weapon recharges its energy, guard resistance, damage reduction while guarding with this weapon against most attacks. Like who? What is this? Are you trying to make swords a thing? Swords now replace your melee ability with the sword's energy meter while wielded. This energy recovers naturally on its own and is consumed by different sword-related actions. So there's no more sword ammo? No, they still have ammo capacity. What the fuck?
Oh,
Light attacks, strings can now be endlessly looped in all sword sub-archetypes. Light attacks for all sub-archetypes can now cleave on hit multiple enemies. Heavy attacks have... okay. I thought I was going retarded, but that's how it's written.
I mean, you still could be.
Heavy attacks have consumed your sword's energy when activated.
There's that fag talk we talked about.
The fuck? Note, different swords can consume different amount of... Different swords can consume different amount of energy based on the attack used. It reads just like it should.
Proofreader. Did he look for...
They don't have a proofreader. If your energy is full, your heavy attack is stronger. The reverse is also true. What is it? Who wrote this segment? Somebody's kid came in.
Hands, you can wear gloves.
By the way, it's if your energy is full, comma, your heavy attack is stronger, period. The reverse is also true, period. Oh my god. Guard action. Guarding no longer consumes ammo, but instead uses the sword's energy while active. Note, you still require a minimum of 1 available ammo to begin guarding. Why have ammo if you're doing this energy system? It doesn't make any sense. You're just putting a second fucking resource on it. Shield bypass. A portion of damage from sword attacks now bypass elemental shields to strike the target directly. I mean, if it's not a one-hit kill, go fuck yourself. Why do I fucking care if it's bypassing shields? What, are you stupid?
Yeah, they are. That's kind of the point.
Sword perks. Whirlwind Blade. This effect will now also end if the player guards. Multi-hit attacks no longer count as more than 1 hit.
This sounds like really fucking cumbersome and not worth using.
On guard. Reduce the damage bonus from 50% to 30%. Shattering Blade reduces damage. I don't even know what these are. Explain what these are, you fuckers.
Well, if you don't play the game, the patch notes are kind of fucking pointless because you don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Sniper rifles. Damage to major enemies and above reduced to pre-shadow keep value.
For what? Scout rifles?
Sniper rifles.
Oh, okay. So
Gotta
only
nerf
for
that
PvP
meta.
My God.
They're so stupid.
I mean, they're just going to keep nerfing I mean, there was never a point in that game where I felt like, yeah, I'm a badass.
We've said that many times. Absolutely. Fucking terrible. Oh, shit. Emblems, stat trackers. Emblems now use an updated detail screen to support stack tracker. All emblems now have stat trackers that can be equipped and unequipped. The stat trackers
This is
available.
the one thing I read before. So every single emblem has a stat tracker, but when people logged in after the patch, all the old data from anything they were tracking was reset to 0. Which, I mean, I don't fucking care. Like, I don't give a shit how many people they killed in Crucible. It means nothing to me. So, it's funny that, Bungie fucking completely underestimated how big of a deal that would be for a lot of people. But also, this is the fucking community. I can't show off how many people I killed with a sniper rifle.
Who cares? I don't look at your stupid number anyways. Like, I don't fucking care. I don't care.
It's a useless number. Plus, I mean, if you remember, a lot of those emblems, like, it would just have a number on there. But unless you actually went into your own thing and looked up what that number was, you weren't even really sure what it meant. Is it how many kills? Is it your nightfall score? Is it like, it could be anything. It means nothing to people.
Maybe.
So what else? What else is Bungie fucking up?
Everything.
Or are we done? Are we done talking about Destiny now, finally? Because we don't even play that game anymore yet. Here we are. Can't get over it. All right.
I have
Good
nothing
talk.
else to say about it. I don't know.
Well, I don't think we've had a podcast since they announced Resident Evil 3, so we can talk about that. Super hype. That comes out April 3rd.
Speaking of diseases, everybody calm the fuck down about coronavirus. I'm just going to say that. It's not a big deal. Everybody's like freaking out. Okay. Everybody's like, oh, the president's handling it
They drained my
terribly.
fucking pool.
They drained your pool?
You see how they keep trying to corner him too? Like, he comes out and he says, you know, listen to your doctor. Follow your doctor's advice. His own doctor, the White House doctor, said you don't need to get tested. Chances are you don't have it. You're not showing symptoms. And people are like, oh, Trump's not going to get tested. So now he's cornered. He just gave advice to listen to your doctor, and now he's going to go against what his doctor said and get tested.
But he did get tested anyway.
did,
He's
and he's
forced to
negative.
appease them, and he's negative. And see that? This is the same doctor that said he didn't need to be tested. Yeah, but you bitched about it. You fucking idiots. That's how it works. You bitch, and he's like, fine, I'll get fucking tested. Fucking Andrew Yang tweets out, what a mess. And then this other guy's like, I fear for all those who will suffer due to our collective delusion as a society that the assurance of our survival is something to fight against instead of widely embrace. We have to get UBI in place immediately and do everything else we need to do. We can't fail to do this. So many people can't self-quarantine in fear they won't get a paycheck. New York City would be bustling tomorrow at the crack of dawn. Dude, we are 8th. We are number 8 on the list of countries, okay, that have 3,400 cases with 63 deaths. Above us, France with 5,400 and 127 deaths. Above that, Germany with 5,800 cases and 11 deaths. Spain with 7,800, 200 deaths. South Korea, the great South Korea, supposedly doing better than us. No, 8,175, but they're doing more tests. Iran with 13,700 cases, 700 deaths. Italy, who is just a model, apparently, to people of doing so good because Italy has quarantined people. My wife has a friend that's Malaysian who has 2 white Italian kids and her husband who are not Malaysian citizens. They're not allowed to go out and get food and shit right now. The Italian government won't let them leave. I mean, they're going to run out of resources and actually probably die from that if nothing's done about it.
They have to look at every case of the virus and determine who gets treated.
By the way, in Italy, they surged to number 2 recently. 24,700 total cases, 1,800 deaths. They got
because they're always fucking like hugging each other and kissing each other on the cheeks and everything. Like
China's still in the lead at 80,000 with 3,199 deaths, despite people believing this bullshit propaganda that, oh, they've contained it. No, they're still lying to you about their numbers. And I love how people are like, we're lying about our numbers. We can't even test it. If we're lying about our numbers, okay, we're only lying about the total cases, not the deaths, right? You can't lie about the deaths. When people die, it shows like flu, okay? It's hey, what's in the lungs? That means our fucking rate is actually better than you're saying it is, if that's the case. But I can't understand these people like, so many people can't self-quarantine in fear they won't get a paycheck. You really think people are going to not go?
Well, they got to pick one, right? You can't just be like, oh, we're lying about the numbers and then we're doing so bad. It's like, well, how do you know if you don't trust the numbers?
There's 300 million people in the United States. 1/3 of those are children that can't work. You think people are going to just, because 3,000 people in the country have the flu virus, I know it's not the flu virus. It's just like a flu virus, a little more aggressive. It's not going to fucking kill you unless you're 80 years old. You think those people are just going to stay at home and not fucking work? The solution is everybody should just be off of work right now? Like, what is wrong with you fucking
Well, the good news about, at least where I work, is that they're going to use this as a test run, I guess, to see if we can all work from home, which clearly we can.
That's good news for you. My libtard fucking governor of North Carolina just closed all the schools in the state for 2 weeks.
I think schools are getting closed here too. Fucking retarded.
I mean, this is a good test run. You want to see what the world looks like when you fucking cancel culture everything? Here you go. Oh my God, sports are canceled. Yeah, well.
By the way, let's just Google this.
Like, arenas are empty. Fucking teams are just
I don't mind sports being canceled and shit.
No, I don't either, but a lot of people do. But not just that, like restaurants, a lot of things that like people just do in their life that they take for granted. Like, you got to remember, when you call for the cancellation of some shit because you're offended, there's a lot of people who now don't get to enjoy that activity. And just because it's an activity or whatever, a show, whatever it happens to be that you don't watch or like, this is what happens when the things you do like get canceled. It fucking
I don't mind them doing like, hey, we're going to play the game. It's just going to be televised and nobody's going to come into the audience. Fine. The only thing that's libtard about North Carolina is our fucking retard governor, Roy Cooper. Okay. We have 10,380,000 North Carolinians here. People that live in North Carolina. 10 million people live in North Carolina. You know how many cases of COVID we got? 32.
Yeah. I was going to say 9.
And all the schools are being shut down for 2 weeks. 2 weeks of kids missing out on education because 32 fucking cases out of 10 million. Do you know how much of a drop in the fucking pot? That's less than, what is 1% of 10 million? It's so
I don't know. Too much math right now.
It's like 100,000 or something like that, or 10,000 or something like that. It's fucking stupid. People are being killed because of the panic being incited by the media, not the fucking president the president's like, calm down. And then idiots on Twitter are literally coming at me with like, that actually incites panic. Really? Being told to calm down panics you. You might need to end your life if that's what you think.
I think it's more that for some reason people are looking to the government for all their problems because they see the effect it's having on their life, whether warranted or not, shit getting canceled, and they want an answer from the government, and just having the government say calm down isn't giving them the fucking sense of security that they want out of the government. And people are like, it's Trump's fault. It's like, no, the government sucks. Like, it's not Trump, it's the government. The government fucking sucks. Stop looking to it to be like, solve my problems. Like, all this shit that could have been done, like washing your hands and taking your kid out of school. Like, you don't need the government to tell you to do that. If you're not comfortable sending your kid to school, you don't have to send him to school.
Right? You're not going to get fucking arrested for keeping your kid at home.
I mean, all the solutions that are, presenting themselves, the vaccines and everything, that's all private businesses. Not the government. In case you haven't picked up on that theme yet, listener, we don't like the government. We would like it as much as we need to. And the thing is like, this is one of the things I think government should be good at, right? Is like taking control in time of a crisis and the health and well-being of the people that live in the country. And they're still not good at it. But it's no one person's fault. Stop fucking just blaming one person and using it to, validate your fucking political ideas. I just don't understand the fucking mentality. These people. Am I on the internet? Hello?
Yeah.
Of course.
Is Gabler on the internet? Okay.
Yes. Am I here?
You stop talking. It's weird. Not used to it.
I mean, I gotta let other people talk.
Anyway, that's coronavirus. Let's talk about Resident Evil 3 now. That was the mostly. It looks fucking great. I mean, it looks like I mean, it's obvious it would look like Resident Evil 2, but it does look like Resident Evil 2. They have a dodge mechanic, which I said in the last podcast we talked about this in. That's necessary if you're going to make the game more action-based and you're going to be fighting a monster that can't be killed and will chase you through rooms and is faster than you. You got to be able to dodge. Like, imagine how stressful Mr. X was in Resident Evil 2, and then imagine that he sprints and you can't dodge.
And jumps.
Yeah, and shoots you with rocket launchers.
Yeah.
I mean, he jumps. Like, if you climb a ladder, I mean, Mr. X will jump. If you climb a ladder, he'll jump up maybe he'll climb the ladder. I don't remember. Anyway, he could follow you, but he does it slowly.
Oh, no, he runs.
Usually, if you climb down a ladder, he would just jump down it if it was short enough.
I mean, even in the original, Nemesis would just flat out sprint at you, and he was faster than you. That's why, like, all these people, speedrunners and shit, they generally stay close to him, because if you stay close to him, he doesn't sprint. He just
can't do that now, though, because he starts off with that fucking whip ability. And he's got really good tracking on his punches, and he'll combo punches as well.
Yeah.
And if you get hit with that overhand, apparently it does a fuck ton of damage.
Yeah, it's going to be stressful as fuck.
It'll be fun.
They've been saying that there's going to be a demo coming out, but, I mean, we're coming down to the wire here, and there's still no demo, so I don't know. I'm sure there will be one, but what's the point? You know?
It's the only way I'll be able to play it is if there's a demo, because I'm broke.
What?
Oh, I won't be able to get the game. Not right away, anyway.
What? You got until April 3rd.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to whip together like $47 by April 3rd?
No.
Go sell your blood plasma.
No. Tell your girlfriend. What the fuck? Mini vids, foot videos. 3, 2, 1, go.
Monty, come on, man.
What
Sell
a story.
something.
That's what I had to do to get Final Fantasy. I had to return something to Best Buy.
There's a way. There's a way you can do it by April 3rd. You don't even have to pay the full Steam price. Just get the fucking Green Man Gaming bundle or whatever the fuck it is. That's gonna be like a long 4-day weekend for me, man. What are you gonna do? Just sit here and listen to us talk about how great the game is and not get it?
Well,
all right, man. It's your life.
You're alive, man.
Warzone. What you think about Warzone?
Armor's stupid.
Yeah, Armor's stupid. Actually, I think it is the best BR game to date.
I'll admit,
except for the armor.
I hate all BR games. Every single one I've tried, I hated. I don't mind this. It's fun.
Yeah, well, part of it is that there's like little mini objectives. You're not just like,
yeah.
What do we do? Like, I think the first step you should take always is get enough money to get your loadout, and then you don't have to worry about looting anymore.
Get enough money to get a loadout. Don't jump in on fucking Superstore ever. And always remember that you probably can't outrun the circle.
Well, it depends on your angle. I mean, it's not bad.
If there's like a building in the way or anything, like if you have to go around something, you're gonna die. Pretty much. Like you cannot outrun the circle. It goes just as fast as you do.
But overall, I mean, I like it. I mean, they said they're gonna have different modes with different squad sizes, which is good. So we don't always need to be all three of us together, because I'm not gonna go play with the randos. Sorry. I got game audio turned off on this game. I don't want to hear anyone talking. But I think they got a good thing going. Also, I mean, for me anyway, it runs better than any other BR game. Even when you're up in the air, like flying over the map, it's pretty smooth. When you're in a car, it's not all jerky and shit.
I like that the map is comprised of other multiplayer maps. It's like I don't know if it's all the maps, but
No,
a
I
good
mean,
number of the
it's not.
multiplayer maps are within that map, which I like. It's pretty.
It's pretty well made. It still says that it's in beta when you boot it up, which is weird. But I mean, it does say something when, this game in beta is better than PUBG, the final version.
Yeah.
And it's already apparently surpassed a bunch of other BR games in terms of concurrent players. So, maybe, I mean, it's already known that Fortnite's kind of going downhill. There was that whole written article about how some, I don't know, economist, some guy who knows his shit was talking about how Fortnite was declining and not making as much money, and Epic came out and said, we're fine. And the other guy was like, you're not fine. I mean, you're fine in the sense you're still making billions, but it's not as much as it was.
I mean, this is a stock market thing, though. People are like, oh, the stock market's going down. Yeah, what goes up comes down. It's not going to go up forever. It's going to start, after it starts going up for a certain period of time constantly, it's going to hit that point where it starts going down and up, down and up, down and up for a while. And then it'll start developing trends where it's either trending up or trending down. Right now, you can't tell with Fortnite because it's way too early.
I think what's happening with Fortnite is their initial crowd are starting to get older and mature a bit more and get into
it's
other
been out
things
long
like
enough for that.
TikTok and whatnot.
Well, TikTok's not going to pull people away from the game.
Well, sure, I know. I'm just saying that kids' interests change very quickly.
Well, they did a good thing by making it free to play and cross play, because with Blackout, it would have been more popular if you didn't have to buy the game. First of all,
that's true.
And
I think
there was this whole deal where Blackout died on PC and people had to switch to console and shit, and you won't have that problem now because it doesn't matter what you play on. You're playing with the same pool of people. So
I think
it's a shame because Blackout was so good.
Free to play.
I don't know. I think this is better.
Well, yeah, certainly it has some better mechanics, like the armor mechanics better. I mean, I'm saying give Blackout the armor mechanic that you have here if you're not going to take armor away completely, and then add in the little mission things and the drop concept and with the res concept, and fucking Blackout's way better. The guns are better, more interesting and entertaining. This game really is just...
haven't got to use a lot of them. Well, you haven't got to use a lot of them because you don't have them unlocked.
Yeah, but I think we can agree that there's a handful of guns that are good in this game.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with Blackout.
I don't know. Blackout, almost every weapon felt great. They also had a lot of cool gadgets and trinkets in it that was really fun. And just the zombies and shit was really good. I don't know, man. It was a really fun game.
I don't know if it's so much
I didn't like
guns
that they could fly everywhere, though.
and more armor issues.
I really wish that people would get on board with this no armor thing.
Here's the thing. When I say armor, I don't mean that you die so quickly that you don't have a time to heal. I like that in Blackout, you have time to heal. You don't really have time to recover in Warzone or whatever. You don't have time to recover in it because you just die so fast, even with armor on.
Well, that's not a time to kill issue. It takes a long time to kill someone with full armor, but you die really fast because the netcode is not great. So it's the same thing that every other BR game has a problem with. All the bullets hit at the same time.
That's true.
I saw it. I had full armor. I went to go peek over a ledge and I insta died. I watched the kill cam and it's someone with a machine gun going armor break dead.
My problem with Blackout is kind of the same problem I have with this game is the variables on armor. Even with armor, I don't mind you pick up a piece of armor and it increases your health. It's basically a health boost. But I don't like different levels of armor. I think it's stupid. Different levels of helmets and all this shit that they have in BR games. One type of armor, no tier 2, no tier 3, one type of armor And instead of having 3 different armor, like, hey, I got 3 armor plates on me, and that increases my health to 250 or whatever. Just do 1. Just do 1. Have the animation play a little longer.
That's
Whatever.
the compromise I'd be willing to make. You get one. Everyone gets 1 piece of armor at a time. It gives you 50 health, and that's it.
Right, but it's not a good compromise to me because my problem with armor that I have isn't that it adds health. It's that it adds a random amount of health. So here I am shooting a gun.
It adds 50.
No, it adds a random amount when I'm engaging someone. I don't know how much armor they have. Sometimes I shoot a guy and 2 bullets and he breaks his armor. Sometimes I shoot a guy and 8 bullets and it breaks his armor. And it creates a randomness. And when I'm engaging people, that just doesn't feel good. Because
well,
I
it
have
also
this
takes
gun.
way too long to fucking kill people because, as far as I can tell, the only gun that they changed the damage profile for are snipers. So that even with someone in full armor will get downed or dead with a headshot. Which is good, but
you know exactly how many bullets.
Yeah, but
kill
if you
somebody.
don't get the headshot, it's a max or it's a minimum.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. The
A
ranges at which you
3-shot.
engage, you're always subject to the fucking damage fall off of whatever gun you're using, like 90% of the time. And that, plus an additional 150 health on top of your 100 health, just makes everything, like, it's just too fucking slow. There are so many times when I have a marksman rifle, because the EBR is really good in multiplayer. One-shot headshot from any range. But in this game, you know, there was that one time we were on top of the radio tower, just fucking pelting those guys, like 10, 15 times.
Oh, yeah.
And they just ran away. Like, fuck that.
It was like we were at a range where they're barely taking any damage. And that's dumb. That's not how bullets work, man. Like, if a bullet travels 300 meters versus 500 meters, and it goes into your body, it's still going to do damage to your organs. It's not, okay, like, come on. Okay, yeah, it might not go all the way through and penetrate. I got news for you. If a bullet doesn't go all the way through and exit, you're worse off.
Yeah.
If there is no exit wound, it's worse. Because an exit wound means it goes straight through you and hits less material in your body. If there's no exit wound, it means it hit something in you and then it went inside your body in a direction.
It's
I just
dumb.
don't like
and
the
I get
randomness
shit
of
on
armor.
every time I bring it up on Reddit, except for the occasional
'cause these
person.
people want it to be easier. There are so many BRs with armor. Go play those BRs. And again, I don't mind armor. I just want a flat armor. It increases health by 100. If you want 250 in this game, whatever. Increases armor by 250. You can only get it by buying it from the fucking crate or something. I just want it. I want it to be more like Counter-Strike, where when I shoot 5 bullets every time this guy dies, if he's got armor, it's 10 bullets every time. Not, hey, here's 8 or 6 or 12 or 20. It's so fucking random, and I hate it, and it pisses me off.
I
Because
just think that every gun should have a bullet velocity, and it should have a bloom effect that's realistic, so that if you manage to hit someone across the map with a pistol, it like the damage is the same. The problem is you're going to have to aim way high. It's going to travel forever, and it's going to be basically impractical to use.
in an FPS
But this whole
game,
this
it's
whole thing where
important.
your bullets do less damage is fucking stupid.
It is. You know what the maximum effective range of an M4 is? Or the maximum range
Like
of an M4
400 meters or something.
is 3,600 meters. It's the
Oh,
maximum
wow.
range. Maximum effective range is 600 meters. That's still a very far range. And that's
Yeah.
just with iron sights. You know, you put a scope on it. Effectively, you can shoot upwards to a mile. Sure. It may not be as accurate as, like, say, an M14.
Accuracy is what you lose, not killing power.
Not fucking killing power.
It's so stupid.
The range of the weapon is 3,600 meters. 3,600 meters. All right.
That's almost a mile.
But listen, okay,
350.
so maybe your argument then is that, okay, there's got to be some kind of balance to the game. Okay, if we're talking wonky numbers like that, then the numbers should be the same every time I shoot somebody. If they have armor, it should be the same number on every person I shoot. If I shoot this guy and it takes 3 shots to kill him with armor on, and then I go to his teammate, it shouldn't take 4 shots. It should always take 3 shots if he's got armor on, 1 if he's got none on, or something like that. Like, I should be able to depend on my weapon. There's no dependency on the weapon. You pick up a weapon, you're like, well, the dependency is whether or not I can track this guy, and I hope I start shooting him before he shoots me and get some random headshots in there with the vertical thrust on it or vertical kick on it or whatever. Hope I get that. And boy, I hope his teammate doesn't come around the corner. This game, yeah, the time it kills low, and that's good.
Low-ish.
It's low-ish. It's lower than it is in most games. So yeah, you can take out a couple guys, quickly, and that's good. But it's very annoying when I'm fighting a team of 3 guys, and I've had this happen before, and I literally down all 3 of them with 1 magazine, and then I reload, I go up the hill, and there's another team of 2 guys, and it takes my entire magazine to kill 1 fucking dude, and now I'm dead because I got to reload on the other guy. It's stupid. And I'm not talking like, it's not like I went up there and I got retard suddenly and can't fucking aim. I'm hitting all my shots. Break armor, bink, and then I die and I'm down and he's fine and his friend's fine. Meanwhile, I just wrecked a group of fucking dudes down here.
Well, here's Shroud's idea. You tell me what you think about this. He thinks that armor should only protect the body. If you get shot in the head and go down, get shot in the head and go down, you come up with 3 bars of armor if you had 3 bars of armor.
Yeah. Your armor should be just like Blackout when it comes to armor. In Blackout, if you didn't shoot the armor and you shot the head or the legs, it didn't ruin the armor. And people would play to that meta so they could pick up the armor. I agree. And when you kill somebody that has armor, they shouldn't drop armor if you break the armor. It doesn't make it. I'm okay with that.
I think the only armor they drop is what they have in reserve.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's cool too. That's how it should be. I mean, armor should be on the body only. It shouldn't be on the legs, shouldn't be on the arms, it should be on the head. Again, that still adds randomness. I'm not asking for randomness.
Not if you aim for the head, though. Which, I mean, it's probably what we should be doing more than anything.
I'm saying, like, sometimes your bullets will hit the arm or the leg so people will die a little bit faster. I'm not okay with the random. Maybe only the head is unprotected. I don't know. Or still the head is unprotected. The arms are unprotected. The legs are unprotected. The chest is protected. But it's still a flat rate of armor with armor on. It doesn't have to be like 3 pieces or something. I don't understand why that needs. Just lower the time that you put on. No, I would say I wouldn't even mind if it was like, okay, you put on this piece of armor, and after a couple seconds, you immediately get 50, and then after a couple seconds, you're up to 250 or something like that.
I don't like that armor heals your health too. Because when you put armor in, your health bar immediately.
I don't like
it. Might just take. It just might be the amount of time it takes for your health to start regening. I don't know. I don't mind the health regen because without armor, you really don't have a whole lot of health, and just being forced to carry around a bunch of fucking healing items is just fucking annoying.
I hate it. They already have the stim in the game. Just make the stim a thing, and you hit it to heal. It's not even necessary. If you don't have armor, you're fucking dead in any firefight you come into. But at the same time, it's not even necessary to regenerate health.
It still causes people to do that run and hide.
It causes people to run and hide. Exactly.
I got shot. I'm gonna run, hide, wait for my health to regen, then I'll pop back out.
And it's fucking late. Absolutely.
Headshot.
That's all it incentivizes. If you had a med thing or something, just a stim that you put in real quick and come back out, they'd at least just dip and stim and come back out, and that's fine. You got to have that stim in the game.
I mean, they could just have the health regen take longer, like Battlefield.
And then people just hide longer. I don't know.
But at least you have a chance to push them.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe we're just playing it wrong,
Yeah, maybe we should be, running it towards the fucking smoke, not away from it, because, that seems to work a lot for a lot of people. Whenever we're running away from smoke, people are running towards us.
Well, the thing with BR games is BR games are rough because they give you the false sense of failure. 80% of a BR game is failure in the sense that you're either not engaging an enemy because you can't find them, because every time you find an enemy, you're shooting it. right? So you're either not engaging an enemy because you just can't find them, so you're looting up, and it feels
I'd
like
really just like a hardcore mode. That'd be great.
Or you engage somebody at distance and your weapon's not really cut out for it. You maybe get a couple ticks of armor, they hide in a building, and then you never see them again. Another team comes up on you or comes up on them, and you never see them again or whatever. Feels like failure. Or you're looting up, and then some dude comes creeping through the door with a shotgun and blasts you, and then proceeds to do that with the rest of your friends in a short amount of time. And you've been playing the game for a little while and haven't seen anybody. Not because you're hiding, just for some reason the people aren't there. And I think that has to do with the BR system in my mind and I still think this is a problem with BR games of the way you drop in. The problem is, and it probably wasn't like this on the first day because everybody was trying areas and stuff, but now that we're past like a weekend almost, people have figured out where the spots they want to go to are, and everybody goes to the same goddamn spots, and they overpopulate certain areas of the map. They die really quick. It's like, okay, you can go to the supermarket. All right, but you're going to land and have to immediately fight for your life. You'll probably lose a teammate or two. And then you have like fucking 30 other people around you have to kill. That might sound fun at first,
it's not
but
people going directly to the superstore. It's the scalpers hanging out in the fucking outskirts, waiting for the fighting to finish so they can go in and kill.
But the problem with that method is it takes so long to get into another game because you have 150 people you have to wait on, and then you have that stupid warm-up time, and then the drop time before you get another gun in your hands and you're fighting somebody. That's an old. My solution to BR, and it always has been since I've thought up my own ideas on it, is that when the game starts up, everybody has a map pulled up in their face on their little waiting room thing, and you pick a spot to land. Your teammates can see where you've picked, and then you're in like a drop pod that goes straight down onto that spot. If somebody picks the exact spot or something, the game just kind of pushes your pods aside and you land next to each other. If you don't pick a spot, you land randomly generated somewhere. This way people can't see where everybody's going. Yeah, they'll probably pick their little areas, but at least then you're not like sitting here trying to fight to see who gets to the fucking rooftop first or some shit like that. Everybody hits the ground at the same fucking moment. And when you open up the pod, it's fucking chaos. You don't know who's around you or what. It makes it way more interesting, in my opinion, and gets rid of this fucking nonsense where it's like, oh, everybody's going here, so I'm going to go there. Or I can get to the ground before they do. I'm going to drop straight down right now from the fucking plane and get fucking downtown. I'm going to pick up a gun and shoot people. That's what people do. I don't understand it, but they do that shit, and it's weird. I don't understand it.
Yeah, well, and see, they did take part of my idea where there's no knives. Everyone has a pistol when they start out, and just like I said, it's fucking useless. But at least you have a gun.
Yeah, it doesn't feel too strong.
Why do they put more pistols in the loot?
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
There shouldn't be. Well, yeah, there shouldn't be. Well, some people like pistols.
The only advantage of
upgraded pistols.
The only advantage of a pistol is that you can switch to it faster than any other weapon. So, I mean, if you come into that situation where you're always running out of ammo and then switching to your secondary, the pistol is the best thing to have. Outside of that, though, they're kind of useless.
I don't like that you need a perk.
With armor, it would take a pistol, literally, magazine and a half to kill anyone.
I don't like that it's a perk to carry two weapons on your kit. I don't like that at all. I think that's stupid and should go away. It's a waste of a perk.
Without that, you get a choice of a pistol, a rocket launcher, or a knife, and the launchers are actually pretty useful. So, I mean, you don't necessarily need to have it.
Somebody do some co-op with talk.
Well, I don't have too much longer in the podcast, right? Like, what else are we really going to talk about? Hype for Resident Evil 3, Destiny 2 sucks, Warzone's pretty good.
Well, I mean, on the topic of still being on Warzone, one thing that I don't like about the free-to-play aspect is I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but I feel like there's at least a few fucking hackers in the shit.
Well, that's the problem with free-to-play
we had people...
It's a great method for making money, but you risk people just being able to make an account whenever they get banned.
Yeah, it's like we were in a game. It was just 2 groups left, us and another group. I saw them flying with a helicopter away from us.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
They land on some fucking hill, and we're just off on our own. We're looting shit, and then this helicopter does a 180, comes directly back to us, and they just start firing on us as if they knew exactly where the fuck we were. That shit doesn't happen. I mean, there's only 2 groups left. None of us had a bounty on us. So clearly, like, they couldn't find us that way. None of us were shooting.
They found us both times too. They just drove directly.
When we were on that red roof yesterday, before I got disconnected, we saw that helicopter coming. We both started shooting it. An entire fucking AR mag. Didn't have time to reload. Switched, unloaded a full fucking SMG mag into it. They hop out. We're still fucking shooting at him. He head glitches, kills us both. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You got to stop making the glass on vehicles impervious to bullets, you know?
Oh yeah, people should die quick in vehicles. Vehicles should be about speed, not strength.
At least if you aim right, and with that number of bullets going into the fucking
it should be about speed. So if you can aim and hit it, good. You deserve to hit it. Fuck out. Fuck them out.
I'm not even talking about like doing more damage to vehicles. Like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have been able to destroy the helicopter with our guns, but the pilot should be fucking dead.
Yeah, he should be dead. The bullet should be going through the fucking metal that the helicopter's made out of. That's how it works.
I don't even care if it's the metal, even just the glass.
Anybody ever see Black Hawk Down? That's how it works.
Right? Helicopters are built very lightweight. They have
they have to. No aircraft are generally built to be as lightweight as possible, so they can fly.
They're not flying tanks.
The heavier it is, the more fuel it needs to propel it. So you don't want that.
Yeah.
They're about speed.
Not only the more fuel, the bigger the engines. You know,
that's right.
Longer the fucking props.
The engines, the bigger the engines, the larger the signal. You know, all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Helicopters are not some like magical fucking thing that can fly into a war zone and be completely fine. They get fucked up all the fucking time. The only reason why it doesn't happen as much recently is because the only helicopters that are flying into war zones are getting shot at by fucking retarded ass, you know, fucking
words.
You know, people that we're not fighting armies that actually have training. We're fighting guerrillas that, you know, just, hey, there's a helicopter. Let's shoot a fucking RPG at it. And, you know, they don't understand travel time of fucking RPGs or, you know, the fact that they're inaccurate as fuck. But yeah, I mean, you don't hear about it because the people shooting at them are idiots. But helicopters are essentially just fucking tin cans. Like,
yeah,
they're literally tin cans. They have aluminum panels. They have plexiglass windows.
Aluminium.
Well, it just continues the mentality of people in this game where if there's a stream of bullets coming around a corner, what do? Peek out into the stream of bullets and shoot back.
Right. Let's run into this fucking smoke.
All these people are shooting at us in a helicopter. What do? Fly directly into it, land, and then shoot back. Like, fuck that shit.
The other day we had some fuckers crash a helicopter into us. And they just jumped out and, you know, parachuted down and murdered us. Like, what kind of fucking mentality is that?
I don't know. We tried to do shit like that. I mean, not with the helicopters, but we try to be aggressive.
We
always just get fucking surrounded.
Once, landed it, and it got fucking destroyed by a goddamn mortar strike. Apparently, we're using it wrong. It's not a mode of transportation. It's a weapon for murdering people.
Yeah, there is definitely some stupid bullshit. That's why I don't like vehicles and shooters.
Yeah.
It's because they're way too fucking strong.
The shitty thing is vehicles are needed, though, because the fucking gas comes in so fucking fast.
Well, Not
need to
really.
slow
But you're
the
not
gas
supposed to
down.
be able to just hop into a fucking vehicle and then get into the circle and then use that as like your mobile fucking cover while you just mow people down.
The
That's
vehicles
not how
are
it works.
literally transportation to get from A to B, and that's how they should be treated. They should be thin as fuck and easy to destroy.
I mean, they are for the most part.
This is fucking 2020 in video games, and you're telling me the Division 1 can have like tires bursting and fucking glass being shattered and stuff, but we can't get Call of Duty with as impressive as the fucking facial animations are in the single player campaign. We can't get Call of Duty popping fucking tires. I can't, and slowing down a vehicle. I can't even get that. I'm not asking for it to do a flip and like shred into pieces like spectacularly. I'm just saying, like, I pop a tire and it loses a percentage of speed. Pop another tire, another percentage of speed. What's the problem with that? I don't want to blow the car up. That's fucking stupid. That's not how anything works. You put a lot of bullets into an engine, it's going to fucking overheat. The liquids are going to come out of it and it's just going to stop working. It's not going to blow up.
I think part of it too is the time to kill. If you have someone behind a pane of glass and like in real life you get one bullet through and they're pretty much done for, in this game you still got to fucking shoot them 20 times.
I mean, okay, maybe it's an armored vehicle or something, but then it should be slower. Much slower.
There just shouldn't be armored vehicles in BR.
I agree.
I asked Monty because I was playing Ground War and there was one of those trucks.
Well, they don't
Monty,
even
you
have...
tell them what you told me about trucks and bulletproof glass.
Oh, that's not a thing.
I mean, we do have in the military. We do have bullet resilient glass. It's not bulletproof.
Yeah, it's not bulletproof.
You know, it'll take a few shots depending on the weapon that's fired at it, but it will even.
It's designed to give you time to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah,
or get out of the vehicle and engage the enemy.
No. We were never told to ever, like, if you're under fire, you don't just exit the vehicle. The vehicle is your
That's the dumbest thing you could fucking do. But everyone does it in Call of Duty.
I'm just saying that everyone does it. Yeah. There are certain times
in
that
the
I've
army,
seen it.
if you are under fire in your armored vehicle, don't stop and get out. Don't stop at all. You push the gas and you go faster. If there are fucking vehicles in your way, you drive through them. You know, we were in these big vehicles with 600 foot-pounds of fucking torque because we can just drive through anything that's in our fucking way.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's not like, hey, we're in our fucking battle briefing, before we go out, and they're just like, all right, here's the deal. You start getting shot at, you get out of that fucking vehicle and you murder those fucks. No, nobody said that. Nobody fucking said that. They said
you could take 1 to 2 magazines of gunfire before you go down. So
right,
your buddy has a stim shot and get you back to full health.
If you have your gunner,
I must be thinking that every time that happens in the movies, we're being shot at. Get out of the car.
Yeah. So every armored vehicle has a gunner usually port at the top of it too, where there's usually either a 50 cal or
great spot to stick your head out.
Mark 19 fully automatic grenade launcher. And
get on the
those
gun.
aren't.
You get on the.
Yeah, nobody wants to do it, but when you do, you're not up there trying to kill people. You're up there doing suppressive fire. Yeah.
You got to be in them new ones that are remote controlled from inside the vehicle.
The fire is coming from, because you know what that does to people, especially fucking idiots that have never been trained. That scares the living shit out of them when they have a 50 caliber fully automatic machine gun just blasting in their general direction. They're hearing the snaps of these giant fucking bullets.
See, what you do is you stick your head into the gunfire and shoot the guy who's shooting the machine gun at you. That's how you do it.
And most gunners don't even look at where they're shooting. They're ducked down in the fucking porthole, just aiming the gun in whatever general fucking direction.
Actually kill you in real life. The amount of people that just peek on fucking. It's that guy with fucking.
That's a good idea.
I got an SMG and that guy's got an LMG and he just shot me a couple of times. I'm gonna peek again.
It's a good idea for a YouTube video. You know, you see kind of like a montage of this dude's whole life, and he's born and he goes to school and goes to college and joins the military and, has a girlfriend, just like 5 minutes of just this nice story. And then it just drops into like shipment and it's like 3, 2, 1, boom, and just gets shot in the face right off the bat. It's like, yeah, I guess that's how people treat their whole fucking life in this game. Is
even better,
just throw your body at the objective.
He throws himself into the situation with like, there's an enemy LMG. He's like he's behind a wall with his commanding officer on the other side of the window, and there's like a whole line of men, and he's on the side. He's on one side, and he's like, and the commander's like, "It's an LMG. Stay in cover," and he just fucking jumps out of cover to throw a grenade.
Sprints and then like
jumps out of
strafe
cover
jumps.
No. What he does is he starts a running sprint, and right before he's about to bound around the corner, he fucking jumps. And then he like turns and starts shooting his gun all hip fire in the general direction.
In the middle of the road.
Slides and breaks his ankle, and he's just like, I got this, Sarge.
He's got like a 50-pound sniper rifle. He's just like doing flips.
Dude,
not even using the scope.
He jumps around the corner, and like as he lands on his feet with his gun, he accidentally shoots himself like in the foot.
Right?
I mean, just dives at someone and lands on his stomach.
God, if there's one thing that I had the power to change, I'd take out jumping.
It doesn't need jumping either. It can just have vaulting. It works.
The amount of times I get headshot by some dude just jumping around a corner.
I have played like people.
I wouldn't even mind if there was jumping if your fucking accuracy was just absolute trash when you jump.
Right? I hate it how people can jump around a corner and just nail headshots.
I wouldn't mind if it was
hardcore, man. It's ridiculous.
Listen, the best system would be Metal Gear Solid style. Now, I know people defend all the time, like jumping is great because you can get from one ledge to another. Metal Gear Solid does that. You just hold down the jump button as you get to a ledge, and he automatically jumps to the next fucking area. And they had online gameplay components of that, and you could not jump unless you were jumping from something to something else. And it works. And the vaulting system works. If you look at games like Rainbow Six, it works. Counter-Strike, it works. I mean, Counter-Strike doesn't even have a vaulting system.
I mean,
they have a jump system.
I understand that
jump crouch.
Like
what was I thinking of?
Franchise
Fuck.
is always had jumping.
What was the other game I was thinking of that they don't have jumping?
I don't know.
Division, that's the one. Division doesn't have jumping. And it works. You ever felt like in Division you need to jump on something? No. You don't need it. And you don't, I mean, it's just, the PvP in that game's not great, but it's not because there's no jumping.
It's because the fucking time to kill. So
God, can you imagine jumping in that game?
Can you imagine jumping in that game? It would be the fucking worst. Imagine jumping in Rainbow Six Siege. Just think of that right now.
Yeah, well, time to kill is so low, it wouldn't be viable at all.
Even so, imagine.
Like, that's why it's tough, even in multiplayer, to like come up with viable strategies to fucking win matches and shit, is because you're trying to behave like you know what the other person's like, they're not going to be over here. That would be fucking stupid. But unfortunately, people are fucking stupid, so you can't really predict what they're going to do. Like, I'm laying down machine gun fire. This side should be clear. Nope, an entire fucking team just walked into my machine gun fire and killed me.
Right.
Yep. It should just not happen that way.
You know
what?
Wasn't it Battlefield that had a really good suppression effect? You know, when you're getting shot at, you actually get suppressed.
It was a little too much.
That's just a stupid bandage on what should just be a lower time to kill. I mean, I'm not asking for 100% realism.
Just running into fucking gunfire, though.
I'm not asking for 100% realism, but there's a reason why the Germans were holding Normandy for such a long period of time, and so many people died trying to rush the shores of Normandy. It's not because they had 100,000 dudes there with guns trained on, because they had fucking bunkers with LMGs in them. Like
they literally had
the bullets ripped through you. The bullet, you can have one guy on one of those fucking guns. I don't even remember what movie it is off the top of my head, but there's a movie where like they get pinned down by one dude in an LMG, and he's just ripping shit to shreds. and they got to make their way around him and fucking take him out or some shit.
Is that Saving Private Ryan, I think?
I don't remember if it's in that one or not, but it's one of those fucking movies, and that's how it is. There's a reason why an LMG emplacement is
A threat.
serious fucking business in war.
I know.
Oh shit, there's one guy with a bunch of sandbags around him up there. Okay, Sarge, send in fucking no scope 360 Andy. He'll fucking handle it, no problem. What are you fucking bitching about, fag? That's not how real world works. It's an entire platoon, and then there's one guy in a fucking sandbag. Yeah, there's a couple other people up there. Obviously, it's also a fucking group, but still, nobody cares about those dudes. That just makes it worse. That just makes it worse. If my friend's sitting there on the ground holding a line on a fucking approach, it should be worse that I'm also there with him for the people that are coming at us. Because not only do they have to deal with him, but I can flank around. I can be up in their face. I can come in different angles and shit. But no, that's not how it works. It's just like you said. What happens? You're fucking holding the line. As soon as he steps out, tick, 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 tick. Oh, that's okay. Blat. He had a sniper rifle and he quick scoped.
Yeah.
Get the fuck
Do you know how
out
hard
of
it
here.
is to hold a rifle for any period of time while you're standing up and actually aim it accurately?
Yes, because you don't.
Especially sniper rifles are fucking.
The more zoom there is, the
Listen,
more
here's
impact
the
each
thing.
little micro movement has.
Here's the crazy thing, and it's easier in real life a little bit, but you can actually experience this in VR right now. It's a thing you can experience. You don't have to get a real gun. Go into VR and try to shoot a sniper rifle. See how long it takes you to aim at the target down the scope. it's fucking, because in video games, it's like, yeah, put my fucking eye right on the scope. Put this right there, stick it up to my eye socket. Oh, yeah. I can't wait for the
When you
recoil on this to
look
crack my fucking skull. It's not like that at all. It's a tiny little fucking circle in front of your face.
Essentially, people need to understand that, like, when you're looking through the scope of a rifle, it's just like looking through binoculars. You can't just be at any weird angle because she'll get blurry. It'll not come in right, and you won't be looking at the right shit. You have to be.
You got to shoulder it and line up
You
properly.
have to have your face in the same exact spot every time.
And that's what you
start to aim with the rifle.
Typically, your cheek is kind of almost resting on your butt, on the butt of the weapon.
Well,
listen, if you can actually exemplify this at home, if you're not a coronavirus sufferer and you have some toilet paper or something like that, just get a roll of toilet paper, put it up to your eye and go, okay, that's the video game. And then extend your hand out about, 6 inches from your face. And that's essentially what you're working with. Now, put the toilet paper over to your right side where it's not lined up with your eye, and just try to aim at something with the toilet paper there. Just do, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I'm all over the fucking place. I'm on quick scope. Oh God, I shot my mom. It's so stupid. You can't, it's not like that in real life. And that's actually easier, by the way. The toilet paper thing's super easy because a scope is not just a piece of glass. It's a lot of pieces of glass that have to line up properly. Like you were saying, you can't come at it from just any angle.
Yeah,
all that glass has to be lined up exactly.
In the military, we called it sight picture. You need to get the proper sight picture. Your face needs to be pretty much when we zero in our rifles. Zeroing is going to the range, shooting our rifle 3 times at a target, seeing where those 3 shots hit. You get a general idea of where your sights are showing. Now, what also comes into effect is your sight picture, where you are putting your face behind your sights. Because if you move your face just a tiny little bit,
it's off now.
It's off now. So they always say your biggest enemy is your sight picture. Because
I cannot wait
if you cannot put your face in the same exact position every time you go to fire that rifle, you are not going to be hitting the target. So shoot 3 times, figure out where your grouping is, adjust your sights, shoot again 3 times, figuring out where your grouping is, adjust your sights until you get your sights perfect for your sight picture. Now, once you do that, you can't just hand your weapon to someone else and have them shoot it and be like, oh, this is perfect, because they're likely going to have a different sight picture from you.
Can you imagine somebody being in Iraq trying to snipe somebody and they're just walking left and right so they don't get shot in the head? I can't wait for VR to be so good, or jacking into whatever, that I can't wait for sniper rifles to be not as good as they are in real combat. Like, snipers are great, sure, but they're really
with a
limited.
sight picture, and then you got to be patient, and like
you got to be patient.
There are snipers that fucking sit there and wait for the perfect shot for days.
You got to have a spotter to protect your fucking back at all times.
There's a lot of shit that goes into marksmanship.
There's so much shit. I can't wait for them to not be the gods that they are right now in video games.
Like, I'm pretty sure there's videos out there of like good, like Call of Duty hotshots going to fucking ranges and just shooting horribly. Like, they can't
with sniper rifles specifically.
Well, like, any gun, really. I mean, it's the same.
There's certainly a lot of translation.
Like 300 meters away, right? They're just like full auto.
You know how hard it is to shoot something 300 meters away with an rifle? I've done it.
It's pretty rough.
You get one 300 meter target.
Even with just a red dot at 300 meters, it's pretty rough.
Yeah. Because there are a lot of things that factor into that.
Shit. Yeah.
Here's another thing that people don't account for:
your sight picture, your trigger pull.
When you're doing
like that, if it's not a sniper rifle, you still have to worry about wind and shit as well.
Well, do you know how hard it is to see the bullet impact at that range? Like, you don't even know if you hit it until you walk up there.
That's what a spotter's for.
Plus the recoil, especially with snipers, like that bullet's gonna hit and your sight's gonna be all off when you take that shot. There's just a lot of fucking recoil, and you're zoomed in so far.
I think the movie American Sniper did a good job at portraying what sniping is like. You sit in a spot for a long period of time to hold an angle, and that's your mission. You're basically watching, Jarhead as well. You're basically watching a platoon's back or a squad's back or whatever, and that's really, you're not off somewhere in the distance on a hill covering objective A.
Like, do you ever see the movie Sniper
with six other snipers?
That's a good one too. Yeah, it's an old movie.
What about the Mark Wahlberg one?
That's what I was thinking about.
No, you're thinking of Shooter. This is Sniper. Go watch Sniper. Yeah. Sniper's great. But there's this part where he takes a shot and kills someone, and everyone in the fucking camp just starts turning and shooting, but he's just like camouflaged up on a hill. And they zoom to him, and he's not even moving, not even flinching, just sitting there because he knows they're not going to be able to fucking hit anything.
Right.
You don't have names above your head. Like,
there's no glint.
You don't have fucking snipers.
Well, there is, but like the angle has to be just right.
There
is if you're shooting towards the sun.
There are things you can put on your sniper scope to prevent glint. There are ways to get rid of it.
Not only that, but if you want to use signaling, if you want to signal somebody with a mirror in the sun, you have to hold it a certain way.
Right? It has to be perfect. The sun has to be in the perfect fucking location.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit different than a mirror because it's like the lens is angled outward, so the range at which you can see the glint is increased if you're on the other side of the scope. But it's still not like these fucking video games where it's like you're shining a fucking spotlight on whoever you're aiming at.
Right.
I mean, generally, it shouldn't even be a problem because if you fucking say, okay, the sun's going to be here and I need to be here, then I'm just not going to fucking take the shot at this time of day, so I don't have to fucking worry about the glint.
Right? It's fucking movies that fucking gave these stupid developers the idea that sniper glint is a thing. Like, movies are just
there's glint is because it's a one-shot kill.
There's very few cases of glint.
I feel like sniper rifles should just be loud. You shouldn't be able to put a fucking silencer on.
Just Google sniper glint and like it's all fucking video games pretty much.
It is.
Like every single thing you find is pretty much video games. There are some physical tests that they show, but again, they got to be in the right exact location, and it looks nothing like video games.
Yeah, when I was last deployed on my M4, I had a CCO, a close combat optic, is what they called it. I don't know the brand of it. I don't know. It's just a red dot And on the furthest part of it, you know, the part that the enemy would see, it has this like honeycomb mesh in it to prevent light from being able to penetrate and cause a glint to it. Like every standard rifle in the military usually had that. Some people didn't like them and they take them out, but you know, that's a risk that they take on their own. But essentially just it makes it so God, you ever see those old cars like Camaros and Mustangs? They have those little things on the back window, the sun blinders. It was essentially that. So light will not penetrate unless it is directly behind it or in front of it in this case. Like, we had... Sniper glint wasn't an issue, you know. We got issued these special things that would prevent it. So I don't understand.
Sniper glint is really an old rifle problem, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, there's an issue.
Usually glint comes from binoculars.
I mean, if you look at a standard ACOG, you see that it's angled on the front because it's got like a little hood that goes over it. That's to prevent the sun.
From the sun.
Yeah. So...
Because if the sun's
your average fucking sniper scope also has this little hood on it.
It's weird. And it's almost like we've already solved that fucking problem.
Right? Not to mention the lens isn't at the very tip of it. The lens
sure.
Actually receded.
Turns out they're learning the location of our snipers through glint. See, the sun is glaring off of it. What should we do? Keep it in there. It's balanced.
Sniper glint hasn't been an issue since like World War V.
You got to give the other team a chance.
Don't do anything to fix that with our technology and research.
Yeah, like sniper glint was an issue in like World War One, kind of in World War Two. In World War Two, they started kind of bringing the shit back. You know, bringing the lenses back further, receding a bit, so they're not exactly at the fucking end of it. So, like, I don't understand why these video game developers, like, I swear, like, these dudes that create this shit, they've never shot a fucking gun in their life. They've never actually picked up a sniper rifle and looked at it up close to be like, oh, okay, well, maybe I should shine a flashlight at this and see if it produces glint or anything like that. They just fucking assume that it's like the movies and there's some blinding fucking light coming out of it that fucking just shoots out miles across the fucking land that everyone can fucking see. Like when we're playing Warzone, I see snipers so fucking easily. Like, you see that fucking glint over there? Hey, someone turned the fucking light on over there. Let's go shoot him. Like, it's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Stupid.
You really think these snipers are getting all kinds of kills too? Like, it's so fucking dumb that they need to have glint even in the game. It's not like they're unbalanced without it. It's like these guys have to sit in a spot, and if like the other team's just not coming that way, like you're just fucking sitting there while all your teammates are running around, jumping around corners with submachine guns,
right? Like,
it doesn't give the other person a chance. Plus, there's fucking kill cams. Like, your position's given away as soon as you get a kill anyway. So,
yeah, I'm more likely to shoot this sniper with my fucking LMG before he's going to be able to shoot me from, 400 fucking meters, because I'm just putting more fucking lead downrange than he is. He gets one shot, like every 1.2 seconds, some shit like that, depending on the rifle. I guess if you have a Dragunov, you can shoot more, but you're fucking inaccurate as fuck.
Fucking communist.
Fucking communist.
If you have a Dragunov, you're fucking. Yeah.
I don't know. I think jumping and sniper glint are issues.
Yeah, I can't wait for that to not even be possible.
I mean, I understand jumping has always been...
What am I saying? Video game developers will totally just inject that shit into VR games. Press the button on your left stick to jump around the corner automatically and do a 360.
Yeah, I think they should just disable being either A, disable shooting while jumping, or B, make it inaccurate as fuck. You should not be able to laser.
I get it. Like, it doesn't
impact
feel good to
people's
limit
faces.
what actions you can take compared to real life in a game. So, like, in real life, you'd be able to jump. But, like, just
If
make
you
it...
went barreling around a corner and jumped and hip fired, you might even be able to hit some people, honestly. While
Yeah,
you're
sure. If
going
they're
through the air.
at like 3
But there's
feet
a reason
away.
why you don't do that. The reason why you don't do that is because you die and don't respawn in real life.
Right?
So in order to compensate for the fact that you respawn, you have to limit shit. Like, say, you can't jump. Very simple. You can't do it. You can vault over stuff, and you can, like Jackie Chan, run up the wall to grab ledges and get over fucking fences and shit. And when you run to an edge and hold a button, you jump automatically off of the building. I'm not saying it jumps you, like sticks you to the next building. I'm saying it just jumps off like fucking Legend of Zelda. You know, you fucking jump off the ledge and you got control over it or whatever.
A little hippity hop.
Little hipper hop dip.
Oh god.
Tuck it and roll.
Sometimes jumping doesn't work. Like when you're jumping off a dam.
That's not jumping. That's sliding to your death.
It's falling with style.
Yeah, but if there are
No
any
saint.
viewers out there that are thinking, hey, maybe I could jump off this dam, we're here to tell you that you should not try that.
Well, don't jump off the part where there's like an angle going down. Just
yeah, an angle
I
that
know what you're thinking. I can totally slide down this and get shot off and then open my parachute.
Yeah.
Just
Not gonna
kidding.
happen.
It's fall damage.
Like they have some shit that's cartoony as fuck, and then they're just like, nah, dude, this is realistic. You're just gonna die at the bottom of this little slide here.
Also, claymores should automatically down people.
Yes.
do they not?
Nope.
It's not just claymores. It's rocket launchers too. I bodied two dudes.
Oh my god. The last game we played last night after Night Terror fucking fell off the internet, or Corbin Dallas, whatever his name, fell off the internet. We're like, he gets disconnected. I'm dead. I'm watching Monty run around in the last circle with fucking nothing. He's in like a barn. There's no weapons. He's got, oh god, what was like an SMG, and then a rocket launcher. And it's not an RPG. It's like a fucking Stinger missile type rocket launcher. It's a good old fucking rocket launcher.
Yeah,
and he hears some guy running
Was
around
it the Pila?
outside.
Yeah. The Pila has the lowest explosive damage out of all the rocket launchers.
It doesn't
It's
fucking
made for vehicles.
It doesn't matter. It's a
Of course,
rocket.
it doesn't matter. But in this
It's
game,
a-
got to be balanced.
It's a rocket. Okay, it's got an explosive payload. The fire doesn't kill you. The shockwave does when it splatters your organs.
right. And fucking
He hears a guy running outside. He goes over, sees him, like one hits him direct hit with the rocket. The dude still doesn't even slow him down. He's still bunny hopping.
yeah. And then I switch to my
And then he switches to his gun and lights him up and still gets the break armor icon.
That is bad luck.
Break
But
his
grandfather
armor.
say it never rain every day. This is good news, guarantee.
And
It
then,
wasn't even like he was almost dead. And he breaks his arm and the guy runs in underneath him. So he drops down and turns the corner and they're butt fucking each other in the corner.
Yeah, there are three.
There's
right
three
on top
dudes
of
or two dudes stacked on top of each other.
So fucking
And
ridiculous.
they just
man.
light him up. Oh my god.
This is stupid
Yeah,
as
that's
shit.
the kind of stupid bullshit.
You can't body someone with the. I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care if it's the lowest damage
Give a
fucking.
fuck if it even hits you. If it hits your feet, you should be fucking dead.
Right.
If it hits
If
next
you
to
get
you,
a
you should be
direct
fucking
impact,
dead.
it's not just the explosion you're
For
worrying
fuck's
about.
sake, it should at least shred every bit of your armor. 150
I don't
damage
know
at
why
least.
like people don't understand that RPG stands for rocket propelled grenade, right?
It wasn't even an
Rocket.
RPG. It was a missile. You shot a missile with a high
it's
explosive
still an
payload.
RPG, but
It's an armor-piercing missile in this.
hold
game.
on. It's a rocket propelled grenade. All right. a literal rocket. You know that shit that sent people to the moon? Yeah. Miniaturize it, put it in this tube, and launch it into someone's chest. Their chest is going to fucking implode. All right?
Just read this.
I don't care if you have body armor. You're dead, son. Because not only does it rocket propel into you, it explodes as well.
If it hits a limb, bits of that limb will get scattered about. But even at that close range, the rest of the body might survive the blast. None of the RPG variants
might survive, not fucking battle ready. Are you kidding?
Nearly all of them have less than a pound, plus the body of the initial victim will
had to shoot
absorb
this
a lot of
fuck
the blast.
with an SMG to break his shields, not even kill the dude. I broke his shields with the SMG after.
Yeah, but you probably missed and it just hit the wall behind him, so it doesn't do any damage
like
at all.
on 5, if a RPG rocket hit a person in real life.
Probably a fucking video out there.
First
off, the rocket would go through your body
head on them,
and then explode behind.
meaning there's a rudimentary button on the tip. It needs to be pressed at the right pressure to detonate.
That is true. The same with
you're soft, so if you got hit, odds are it won't detonate. Yeah, but it's
the rocket would go through your body.
It's a big bullet.
Yeah.
It's like getting hit
not
with a
to
fucking
mention,
artillery round.
Let's look up.
You have body armor, which is
velocity.
hard.
Let's look up bullet velocity. The velocity speed of rifle bullets varies between 600 and 5,000 feet per second. Okay, let's look up RPG velocity. Muzzle velocity 115. Oh god, it's meters a second. Can we just get real language, please? Real measurements. Is this so hard? Is this so bad? How much does an RPG cost? These questions. Oh my god. What velocity? 20 more rows. Yeah, show me. Go to the effective fire range 330 meters, 115 meters a second, 300 meters a second. Pretty fast. I'm just saying.
Not to mention, this rocket launcher shoots a.
What's the name of the rocket launcher again?
Pila.
It's called a Pila, portable infrared surface-to-air missile. With free fire option, self-propelled missiles have higher speed and moderate explosive yield. I don't know if this is a real grenade or rocket launcher. It doesn't.
I'm guessing it's supposed to be like a Stinger missile.
Yeah, it looks similar to a Stinger.
Okay, well, let's look at the FIM 92 Stinger. Let's see what we can find here. The Stinger missile launcher, famous for taking down Metal Gears. Okay, in case you didn't know that.
Metal Gear.
Oh, here, I found it.
High explosive angular blast
fragment. It's a Polish rocket launcher. I see it here. Well, it looks like a variant of it, but it looks very similar.
Well, there's also the law. Maybe it's trying to. Those are.
Let's see. What size?
God, there's like barely any information. Okay.
All right. It's a very specialized weapon.
Here's the Grom engine, solid fuel rocket with an operational range of 5.5 kilometers, a flight altitude of 3.5 kilometers, and a speed of 600 meters per second. Faster than a bullet, or, in between there. It goes as fast as a bullet, potentially.
Yes, not to mention, it's a 72 millimeter grenade at the tip of it. 72 millimeters. That's fucking big.
If this hits you, it kills you, even if it doesn't explode.
Right? It's not like a grenade launcher where, you know, it's a grenade launcher works like a bullet. It shoots out this essentially a grenade that's just made to explode on impact. But if you hit something soft, it'll still hurt. But we're talking a rocket propelled grenade, you know, something that's rocket propelled, launches out of a tube into your chest. Congratulations, you don't have a chest anymore.
Hypothetically, imagine it launches and doesn't hit you in the chest. It lands at your feet. Now a grenade has exploded next to your feet.
I mean,
Exactly.
even if you get shot in the chest with a fucking beanbag, it'll still down you. That's why they use beanbags.
Right?
What's this, Private? It's a new weapon that the engineers came up with, sir. What is it? It's a grenade. What
Rudy
happens?
Tooty Punch Shooty.
Well, you throw it. After you pull this pin, you throw it and it lands at somebody's feet. And then what? It blows up. What happens then? It hurts them a little
They
bit.
run away.
But they don't have.
Well, it depends if you're wearing your battle hardened perk.
Call of Duty weapons in real life.
There's that fag talk we talked about.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Twice
know
I
it's
bodied
fucking
people with
stupid.
RPGs in this game, and
The grenades
You know.
don't even kill people. People run over
grenades
Claymore
don't kill
mines.
people. Claymores, the actual
You
vehicle.
know what I
mines
miss?
Don't
You
kill
know what I
people.
really miss? I miss DayZ back in the day when it was a fucking mod and like shit would break your fucking legs. And unless you had a splint, you're fucking crawling everywhere. That's what I want in my BR game. I want action packed like it is right now, but I want you to run over a claymore and now you got to crawl everywhere for the rest of the fucking game or something. You know, I thought, okay, maybe it doesn't kill you. It either fucking kills you or your legs don't work until you fucking get a splint or something.
Yeah, make sustainable fucking injuries and fucking, you know, put splints in. You know,
That's one of the things I miss
fuck your
from
leg
VR
up,
games
get a
these days
splint.
is they don't have bleeding mechanics. Like, bleeding mechanics are nice.
Not bleeding is health regen. It's the complete opposite. It's like you're sucking blood out of thin
Into
air
your body. Yeah,
into your body. Some
Hold on
Vin
a minute,
Diesel
I'm
shit.
bleeding. Vin Diesel shit. I haven't seen that movie yet.
Well, I haven't seen it either. But
What movie?
from the looks of it, it's like Call of Duty in real
It's
life.
some movie where like Vin Diesel is killed and then he's brought back to life, but he's got superpowers.
Nanomachines.
And then like there's other people that have superpowers as well, and he's got to hunt them down, or they're hunting him down, or something.
All right.
You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
Oh god, what a great movie.
Right. I was talking to a friend yesterday. He said he'd never seen that movie, and I'm like,
Well, you don't need to. It's happening.
it's happening. Yeah. I was like, that movie is so on point. Like, it is so fucking on point. When was it made? Like 2006? No, probably earlier than that. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, probably around 2006.
Whenever Sarge says to lead follower, get out of the way, I get out of the way. Yeah, you're not supposed to pick that one. Well, are we done? I've been doing this for 3 hours. Is there anything else? Any thoughts deep down that you want to?
I'm
share
voting
with the
for
world?
Trump in November, and you can't
Your
stop.
time for revenge is at hand.
Voila.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I may sound like I hate Call of Duty, but I like it. There's a few.
It's
key
not the
things.
game. Well, it's a little bit the game, but it's mostly
It's
the
mostly
people.
the people. Yeah.
There are
Because
no
this
other
game,
options.
this game was actually like created to be slower paced and more tactical, and then everyone bitched, "Oh, these shotguns have too much range. Oh, the M4 is OP. Yeah, you can hear the footsteps too much." And now most people just fucking sprint, jump around a corner with a submachine gun, and that's the
That's
meta.
all it is.
And people will not be happy. And this is why you'll never actually get a new, different Call of Duty game, is because people are just going to bitch and moan until they get Modern Warfare with better graphics. Everything they try to change gets shit on because they just want to jump around corners.
People ruin everything, and that's why I'm a fan of the coronavirus, and hopefully it'll be more than just a flu for some people. And I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve.
I mean, it's just killing old people.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's unfortunate it's not killing people that are like 13 to 25.
Call the herd.
Call the herd. Just the worst fucking people on the planet, man. I'll take boomers all fucking day.
Yeah, the worst you really got to deal with them is cringe
even the
humor.
retarded Biden boomers and shit like that. I will hang out with Bernie fucking crazy Sanders and listen to him talk about all fucking day long before some fucking idiot 13-year-old like, check out my Roblox.
Right. Oh,
check out my Roblox. Let's play Fortnite.
Like
look, I'm gonna do a floss dance.
Yells at the world.
I just want to find that kid, and I want to find his mother, and I want to choke.
Or like a fucking
not to death, just to the point where she's about to die, and then I go,
just so you feel the panic, like Bill Burr said.
Yeah, just so you feel the panic.
Just feel the panic as the bubbles get less and less frequent.
If I had a time machine, I would not go back and kill Hitler. I would go back and kill all 13-year-old Fortnite players' parents.
Oh my god. Jesus.
I don't think you can even say shit like that anymore without getting arrested.
Let me
Luckily,
tell you
no one
something.
listens to this podcast.
I've been catching up on Walking Dead, and I've been watching season 7 and 8, and everybody, Negan figured it out, man. Right? That guy figured it out. Everybody's like, he's evil. It's like, no, you just have the wrong moralities. This guy's living in a fucked up world. Humans are worse than zombies, and fear is the best motivator. Everybody's like, oh, Rick's my guy, and the people of Alexandria are the friendly ones because that's who I've been following since the beginning, despite all the fucked up shit Rick has done and shit like that. So here comes this guy that's like, I gotta kill one of your people. Yeah, but I like that person he killed. Okay, but it's no different than like Rick killing Shane because Shane's fucking crazy and he doesn't know what Shane's capable of doing. I think they brought that up at some point. Yeah. But the fan base is still like, Negan bad. Well, I mean, obviously with what happens with him, people are starting to grow on him. But,
just Jeffrey Dean Morgan is such a great actor that.
Yeah, but the character is meant to be written like that. Like he calls the group the saviors. He's not fucking crazy. He believes in that idea, right? The world has made him that way. The world has made him laugh off people dying because people die all the fucking time in this world. It's a gruesome fucking dark world. It's not that he's crazy or some shit. He's doing it. He needs people to think that he's that way. If they think, oh, it's just an act, the fear doesn't work. You have to think that this guy's willing to kill every single one of you if it comes down to it. And he is, because that's how it works. I mean, just imagine you're in the fucking zombie apocalypse and there's like, first of all, I'm not going to get into how Walking Dead is stupid because there's like 6 fucking groups of people living that close to each other, like fucking walking distance. But just imagine that there are 6 groups of people, 6 different groups. All of them are different. They have different goals in mind. They act different. Some of them are stupid for some reason and speak like they're 12. Just imagine that that's a thing. And you're like, okay, I can sit over here in my little area, but they might decide to team up against me. Maybe I should protect them by getting them to, not do stupid shit and listen to me because I know it's best. But at the same time, you got to have a big fucking army. You got to have a big army or they're just going to come walk against you. Why? Because nobody wants to serve. I mean, everybody wants to serve except for the leader guys. Those guys don't want to serve. Rick doesn't want to serve under the... If imagine Negan comes along and says, hey, how's it going? We're the saviors and you should come live with us now because I can keep you alive. Rick's going to be like, no, I think we're fine. We'll stay here in Alexandria. Like, he's never going to, never would he just be like, that sounds great. I know you guys got a great system going on, but no. He's not going to do it. And for all Negan knows, Rick might be a psychopathic motherfucker that might just come to his door one day and take everything away. And he kind of is. It might just come to his door and take everything away one day if he doesn't agree with something that's been done. You have to live like it. The best way I like to describe it is imagine a zombie apocalypse or any apocalyptic situation, and you have your family and you have your resources that you're hoarding in your house and your and that involves weapons and food and all that. And then two random strangers come along, and it's a man and a woman. Maybe they even have a kid. They have just as much incentive to kill you and take all your shit as anybody else. Just because they got a kid, even if they're nice, you don't fucking know. I mean, yeah, come into my house and sleep in my bed, and then the next thing you know, they're slitting your throat in your fucking sleep or something. Like, you have no clue what goes through people's minds, especially in serious shit like that. By the way, speaking of that, I did want to bring this up a couple of days ago. Fuck it, I'll bring it up now. I know it's going back to the coronavirus thing. Don't you think it's kind of weird that like all this shit's going down with something that's not even a big deal? I'm starting to get a little worried that like maybe this is some kind of government plan to like it just fucking it's time. The North Korea effect or some shit. Like we're gonna become North Korea soon. All right. We'll start.
I mean, I'll never completely rule out all that. The only thing is, like, what do you do about it? Nothing. You just continue on.
Get as many guns as you can, I guess, and fight in the resistance. That's one thing. I still have those ideas. Like, what if Trump is actually a plant by the people that empower these Bilderberg types and shit? And it was all a ruse to get people on the right to just.
Well, he's one of the only Republican politicians who hasn't been to. Oh,
shit, man! You see the shit that Italy's doing.
Bohemian Grove. So. Yeah,
but you see, that's perfect, isn't it? Wouldn't he be? That makes him the perfect candidate. I mean,
true.
It's perfect because he could just lock down the. Do you really think? Like, imagine if he was just do like I declare martial law. Honestly, I don't know if anybody would do anything about it.
They'd bitch about it.
The people with the guns are the ones that would support his idea. That's the thing, right?
If martial law were declared, I'd go to my storage unit and grab all my guns right away. I know that would mean something. I don't need to fire them. I just need people to know that I have them.
Just fucking make a wind chime out of them.
A wind chime. Make an American flag out of them up on your house.
Beware of guns.
Private property.
Crazy.
Beware of dogs.
Over a B-list fucking virus.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's getting oddly out of control over a B-list virus. Like, $40 billion.
Yeah, but it's because so many people bitched about it, and the media blew it out of proportion.
Now we're in a state of emergency over what did I say it was earlier? 3,000 cases? 50-something deaths or some shit like that? 80-something this? I don't remember exactly. Like, a state of emergency? You know how many people have AIDS in this country?
Right?
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's stupid because my girlfriend's buying into all this shit. She bought
so many people are buying into it. Somebody was stabbed with a broken wine glass at a Costco over a case of water. The water's still on. Like it's not even off right now, and people are already stabbing each other.
Are people thinking that like the water's gonna get turned off? No more electricity, no gas. You know, we can't even boil our own fucking tap water.
Bro, buy milk and fill the fucking jugs with tap water. Who cares?
Can't drink tap water, though.
Who cares what the quality? Go to the other store. Go to another store. Go to a convenience store and buy all the fucking singles. Like, if it's that serious to you that you're willing to stab someone over it, don't you think you could maybe drive around a couple times to a couple more stores or something? Maybe see if they got something else.
Right?
Yeah.
Like we went to an Asian grocery store the other day, and we were looking at rice, the big 50-pound bags of rice, and what used to be $25 for a 50-pound bag of rice, they're selling that shit for $60 now.
Yeah, they're gonna price gauge it. Yeah, this is the worst time to buy anything right now. They're fucking with the economy, and it's pissing me off.
Yeah, it's
here's the crazy thing. Before I get to stabbing someone over a case of water, I think I would go to a water production bottling plant and steal shit late at night. Right. That's the layer there.
Before
I'm at thievery
it's a crime of passion,
murder.
Though, in the moment.
Thievery before murder. What's the crime of passion? This is my water bottles. No, it's mine.
Well, you're so fucking fed up with all this shit, and then you just end up seeing red when you're just like, I just really want this water, and I get fucking
someone.
Want the fucking water?
It's my water. It's not even good stuff, man. It's like cheap Costco water. It's probably tap water. Tap water with a Brilla filter or something.
Right? We have filters. We have 2 separate filters for our water here.
Oh my God, has she been buying bottled water and you got filters?
Yeah, she's got 3 cases of bottled water in her fucking truck.
All of a sudden, everyone's a prepper.
Right? So dumb.
Do you guys even have bug out bags?
The kitchen is spilling out into the fucking dining area. We have so many, she bought so much dry food, fucking ramen and shit. So much just fucking spilling out into the fucking dining area. She's got a million fucking things of canned food. I keep telling her, I'm like, you're fucking retarded. Stop wasting money. Stop doing this.
This is great though.
We've got other fucking bills to pay, and you're just hoarding fucking food like a goddamn idiot.
I think
some fucking idiot in China got sick.
Do is be like, okay, once this is over, you should be like, okay, now you got to pay off everything that you bought,
right?
To learn your fucking lesson. Right? Of how retarded you are.
No, she thinks she's totally fine with fucking buying all this shit because I'm the one who pays rent. She doesn't pay rent.
The problem is people are actually creating scarcity, and it could actually become a problem if you're not buying shit. Now it's hit a point where it's not just stupid people buying bread and milk for the snowstorm. It's people actually buying to the point where there's some places don't have actually enough for people to just live off of at a normal rate.
That's exactly what's happening.
So now I'm going to have to be forced to fucking do that shit. That's what pisses me off. And let me tell you something. And remember how I said my priorities are thievery and then murder? When it comes to this, my priorities are murder and then going out and panic buying.
Right.
I will go to people's houses and take shit from them first.
I blame the fucking news because they're the ones that are like, you need to go out and buy all this shit, and then the next thing they show is people fighting in fucking supermarkets. How many of
these pieces of shit do you think are Bernie Sanders supporters? Fucking going around taking more than their fair share, just hoarding shit from other people that need it.
Fucking dumb. I hope all these idiots that are prepping and shit do get the virus, and I hope it fucking kills them. It's a horrible thing to say.
You can only hope for an epidemic. Unfortunately, it only kills the old people, and they don't really go out much anyways.
Right? That's how I know I'm safe. I don't fucking leave the house.
Oh, all the boomers are scared. You can see it on the coronavirus. Yeah, okay, boomer.
Oh.
48% of Americans trending on Twitter. What's it stand for? Probably Trump. 48% of Americans trust Trump. Okay, the other way around. Oh, 48% of Americans still don't wash their hands. Okay, so people are just hijacking this. I can't believe for a second that 48% of Americans trust Trump and 48% of Americans don't wash their hands and 40% of Americans don't trust Trump and 48% of Americans think Elvis is alive. Come on. Now people are just fucking throwing shit around.
Right.
Give me a break.
Social media will be the fucking downfall of humanity.
I mean, Kojima once again has shown us that he has some kind of magical machine that is capable of predicting the future, or he's just 800 IQ smart because he's everything Metal Gear Solid predicted it. Right? It's like that line where they're like, humanity won't go out with a bang, but with a whimper. You know, with the whole fucking an abundance of information.
Everyone's dead. I can't find my toilet paper at the store anymore.
Need to have it delivered by the Amazon guy. Yeah, watch. Amazon drivers are going to get fucking raises now because they're out risking their lives. You risk your life today, Amazon guy.
Well, the good news is the roads are clearing up.
Right?
Yeah, lanes just opening up on the highway. Everyone's going to get their own tank soon. You shoot a bald eagle right in the face. What do you want me to do? Fucking shitting all over my tank.
Pay for delivering
shitting all over my tank. Oh God.
I think it's funny how, like, I was talking about this earlier. It seems like it went from, man, this is ridiculous, to holy shit, we're in trouble on the same day everyone woke up and found out Tom Hanks got the coronavirus.
Tom Hanks got it?
Yeah, and then like he even posted like a few days later with him and his wife smiling on Instagram saying like, hey, we're in quarantine.
Yeah, who do you think?
His son came out and was like, yeah, they're not that sick.
Test is the fucking idiot, rich fucking Hollywood douchebags.
My brother thinks he got it, and he's already over it.
I might have actually had it. I don't know. Like, I got sick for a week and a half.
Everyone who gets sick is going to think they have the fucking coronavirus.
After going to an immigration for my wife to get citizenship, and there were Chinese people there. There were all kinds of people. I mean, people from everywhere were there.
I don't know. I coughed and then farted the other day, so I probably had it.
I had a dream that I shit my pants. Does that count?
My dog farted.
You should probably throw it out the window. It's probably
throw it out the window. God,
probably eat it.
Can you believe that fucking Corona beer has lost stock from this?
No.
Have they? Literally?
I believe that 100%.
Jesus. It's called Corona because their logo is a fucking crown. It's meant for royalty. It's the royal beer. Kind of.
It's not, though.
It's not.
It's the Montezuma's revenge
disgusting.
of beer.
Like,
I mean, all beer tastes like shit to me anyway, but especially Corona.
Ugh. And Budweiser. Ugh. Rice beers are shit.
Who knows? I mean, they don't even need to have a list of ingredients. You don't know what they're actually putting there. It's probably like cigarettes where there's all this shit to make it more addictive in there. That's why people keep drinking it even though it tastes like ass. I mean, who the fuck actually prefers the taste of beer over like soda or seltzer?
I can understand like
I'm okay with beer, but
the
my
modern
issue with beer is it has to be
more
ice
flavorful. I get the more modern flavor shit, but like Budweiser and Miller Lite and shit. What the fuck? Why are people still drinking that? Don't they know we have like pale ales and shit and apple fucking flavored shit? Goddamn, you could get a Mike's Hard Lemonade that has more fucking alcohol content in it than a fucking beer, and it tastes like fucking candy.
Right.
Meanwhile, you got this idiot over here going, I'll just stick to the taste of piss. Fucking Bear Grylls, what an asshole.
Not to mention, I'm pretty sure Mike's Hard Lemonade has less carbs in it than beer does, too.
But more of it is just straight up sugar to make it taste sweet, not starch.
Yeah. You know,
that's what people don't
a lot
know.
of
I mean,
beer when I was younger. But
it's pretty much common knowledge now, right? That like your body uses sugar for energy until that's depleted and then it switches to fat.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know is that before it uses sugar, it uses alcohol. Alcohol is actually an energy source. Fun fact for you.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that fun.
Getting drunk is.
Here's a question. What's the average age of Congress?
61.
60 to 80, my dude. It's all part of the plan.
I love it when a plan comes together.
That's what the coronavirus is.
In a weird situation,
it's really
Congress
just Fox
has
die,
died.
right?
Yeah, Fox
die.
We just refer to it as Fox die from now on.
Oh, God, another heart attack.
Colonel.
What's going on?
I don't know, Snake. It looked like he had a heart attack. You better go find Richard Ames.
Colonel, what the hell? He died of a heart attack too.
What the hell is going on?
I promise you, I don't know what's going on, Snake. Just get to Merrill.
Merle.
Find Otacon. You okay? You feel like you're going to have a heart attack?
Sweet
No,
ass.
you're being weird about it. No. Okay. And then nobody else dies of it. Well, I think technically Vulcan Raven, right, supposedly died of it as well. But...
Did he?
Colonel. Yeah, they make it like a technicality, like it, whatever, it affected him at the end or something, but he didn't. It looked like you just killed him.
Nick, you also come from Alaska. Colonel,
Jealous ass.
What happened, Snake?
Fox died.
Yeah. Nanomachines.
This woman also had a heart attack. What? That's ridiculous, Snake. She's like, yeah, I shot her in the heart and it attacked her.
I don't know what's going on.
Snake, do you think love can bloom on the battlefield?
Hey, cut it out.
No.
Well, not after you piss yourself. Sorry.
The day.
Sorry, I'm taken.
I fell in love with a woman once. Beautiful redhead, great ass.
Great.
She went on. She went on to
PS1
fuck
era
the guy.
graphics.
She went on to fuck the guy that shits his pants every time. World's not fair.
It's not fair. I got old in like 12 years.
I mean, that's what kills him in the end, by the way. If you've never played Metal Gear Solid 4, spoiler alert, they inject him with another fucking fox dye that's a mutated version. And the idea is that he's a walking fox dye bomb. And he's like, I got to go to Alaska and die. Like, I mean, you don't really contact that many people. Honestly, I feel like it'd be fine. I got to protect Olga, the little girl. Olga's girl. I got to protect her. Okay.
What a story, Mark.
And then he's
Thank you for reminding me.
Standing at the grave. Dad. I'm not your dad. I'm just, you're a clone of me, so can you guys stop calling me your dad?
It's kind of fucking weird.
It's not the same.
I would never call myself daddy, so.
More like brothers, I guess.
You're my dad, brother, uncle.
My sister, brother.
But Dad, didn't you raise Liquid?
Never met him. Some other guy I left in charge that looked like me. He had a hole in his head.
What? That wasn't you?
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's exactly how it goes. Oh my god. Oh, I love it though. It's great either way. I love the way it works.
Kojima.
Kojima.
God damn it.
Mike.
You're right.
You want some more?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yes.
You want some more?
Yes.
You want some more?
Yes.
You want some more?
Negative. I am a meat popsicle.
Can't believe you like money too.
Smoke you.
Negative.
Thanks. I don't need it.
It's so good.
Yeah. Oh, classic.
Kurt. What do you call a Kurt Russell film? A Kurt classic. Honestly, I feel like the move right now is to get coronavirus, and then you can just go anywhere you want.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? It's like you got people with chicken pox, and parents are like actually purposefully infecting their kids with chicken pox, and all of a sudden coronavirus is like quarantine, everyone.
Quarantine. Fucking chicken pox can actually kill you if we didn't have modern medicine. Quarantine. Get them.
It's probably all those anti-vaxxers.
Yeah.
It's the only cure.
Where are they at now?
Not getting it.
Where are they at?
I'd rather get coronavirus than autism.
For coronavirus, it's just like I don't understand.
Dude, even the flu needs a different vaccine every year, and there's no guarantee that you're going to catch the strain.
Right? That's my point. Is they make a flu vaccine every year from the virus. What's the problem?
They got all year to make it.
Oh god.
I think it's a sham. I think they could make a vaccine to Ebola. They just choose not to because they want to take out the blacks. Think about it.
Not really.
What does that mean? I feel like you're responding incorrectly based off who you are.
All right. Well, good podcast.
Oh.
Yeah, sure. Little randomness at the end there.
We spiraled a bit towards the end there.
Ooh. So I guess that was your final thoughts. Was the last hour?
You left it on my fucking desk.
Yeah. Final thoughts lasted a while.
All right. Well, you can find me on Mixer. I'm still the Night Terror for now because Corbin Dallas has been taken, so I got to figure out a new solution. That's about it. Oh, I got VR. Haven't had a podcast since I got the headset, but totally got that now. So hopefully we'll go back to Elite at some point.
It's pretty good.
Elite.
Always up for that.
Yeah.
Hey, I just got a gold Desert Eagle. Now I can be balling.
Hey, I got one that shoots green bullets.
This is what I mean. The California governor said all bars, nightclubs, wineries, and brew pubs are ordered to shut down and seniors told to isolate. Who the fuck are you to tell me to do that? You know what I mean? Like, excuse the fuck out of me. Where's the federal government to step in and tell them, no, you can't do that? That's the whole point of the federal government, is it not? I'm sure there's something in the Constitution there that they're stepping on.
There usually is.
Yeah. So is there going to be some sort of, tax thing?
They're talking about a payroll tax holiday. That would be nice.
Yeah, because my girlfriend keeps bringing this shit up. She's saying that, like, at Best Buy, they're talking about, like, making people, like, closing stores and shit. And I'm like, well, are these people going to get, like, some sort of paid fucking vacation?
Well, they're talking about mandatory 2 weeks sick leave.
Some companies are doing
people. You can't just tell people, hey, you can't make money anymore, fag. So where's your car payment?
Most companies wouldn't do that. I don't like the idea of the government being like, "Hey, you guys, we're gonna take your tax dollars and pay you with your tax dollars,
right?
So that you don't go to work." Over like 3,000 people being infected in the country. Like, how about SARS infected hundreds of millions of people on the planet? Like, how about we wait till we get to at least 1% of the country? Can we just wait till we get to 1% of the country? And then maybe go like, okay, let's do something serious. Like, what is this? You're not going to stop it from coming in. It's not going to stop.
It's really just buying you time so that there's time for the vaccine to come out. That's really the goal here.
I'll take the example of like it's buying time for hospitals not being overwhelmed, but that's really not even on all this bullshit. None of that's what's helping. What's going to help that is people deciding to stay home, or people just washing their hands.
My dentist visit to the VA.
Yeah, he got knocked out, and when he woke up, his anus really hurt.
Colonel, do you think love can bloom on the battlefield? What is he talking about, Snake?
VA for a dental cleaning, just a regular cleaning. And they had actually closed off every entrance to the hospital except for the emergency entrance, so they could do like mini screenings. Do you have a cough? Do you feel sick? Have you been to China or Spain or some other country in the last 2 weeks?
No, but I can't find my parents.
Right?
He's like, what the fuck, man? Talk to me like a child. I'll punch him in the mouth. I swear to God. I'll be the first fucking person there. Man arrested for punching a doctor saying, "You're not my daddy."
It's funny because they're like, people are saying, stay X amount of difference or distance away from other people. And the fucking VA's first thing they do is funnel every single person going to the hospital into a fucking line, nut to fucking butt.
Yeah, it's so stupid. They're just fucking, they're literally getting people to stand near each other.
I've said this on Twitter. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? So I'm going to get sick the one and only time I fucking leave the house this fucking month. I'm going to catch it because I'm stuck with all these old fucks. I mean, they're veterans, so,
What are you doing? I'm breathing through my teeth to filter out the bid.
So it's like you get this contradictive bullshit. Like, hey, stay away from people, but
exactly that's what people were saying on Twitter.
So
people are like, "Oh, we're not doing enough testing." Like, what do you want to do? We need to get people. We get to get people tested. Do you want people to just gather together and get tested? What are you talking about, man? Here's a test. Are you coughing? No. All right, fuck off. Like, keep doing you. But you can carry it for 2 weeks. Oh, man. So you better stay at home and lose your fucking job. I mean, what are you saying? Better fucking have everybody go home and take a big hit to the economy. I think that's the goal. Trying to take a big hit to the economy. Of course, that's what I think that's what they're trying to do.
Right? They're going to have one thing to fucking complain about Trump.
You better believe
you see the economy right now?
Listen, they've already. I showed my wife this video. You can find a video of them already talking about this shit. MSNBC, CBS, they're already talking about it and relating it to that. Like MSNBC was just blatantly sitting there going, "Yeah, it's just serious. I mean, Ronald Reagan beat an incumbent president because of the Iran hostage crisis." And I'm just like, how the fuck is that related, first of all? But they're comparing a hostage crisis to fucking COVID right now. This is their plan. Their plan is, well, impeachment didn't work. We gotta make it look like he's incompetent. We gotta this is supposed to make him look bad. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and it's fucking making people go fucking crazy. And everything's been canceled.
I don't understand how everyone thinks that it's the whole point of this is to take care of this.
The whole point of this is to affect stock market. The funny thing is Trump keeps staying ahead of them and spending money on the stock market. Not that I like that, but whatever.
What? Right. Well, we gotta We got to end the podcast now. So
it's
thanks
still
for
going.
listening. Yes.
Oh God! Did I say the N-word?
What word? Neighbor. All right. I'm going to end it now. Say goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
Shut the fuck up.